greatest of all teachers and giver of love, hope, faith, and wisdom, look upon your children, the teachers, learners, parents, guardians, and out-of-school youth and adults. We humbly ask for your mercy and forgiveness. Guide us to the right path. May our efforts be blessed with insights and understanding, wisdom and respect for all. Bless us with patience, for the path of learning is never easy. Bless our commitment to keep on learning new knowledge and experiences. Let your light shine upon us as we make our world a better place to live in. Amen.
Hello everyone, another great day ahead of us. I'm sure you're also hyped for today's session. Hello Ma'am Jen, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Sir DJ. Thank you very much for asking. And we hope you guys are also feeling the same excitement for today's session. For we have so many interesting topics at hand.
Tama ka dyan, Ma'am Jen, and I'm certain they do. The VINSET 2.0 has been really informative and productive so far. Diba? From day 1 to day 3, talaga namang napakarami nating natututunan dito na na-irradiate natin sa buong bansa.
Yes, tama ka dyan, sir. Talagang nakakatuwang isipin na despite this pandemic, ay mayroon tayong mga paraan wherein we teachers can still grow as professionals. Kaya isang malaking pagbati para sa ating mga teachers.
Yes, tama ka Ma'am Jen. And as early as now, we congratulate you guys for being with us since day 1 ng ating VINSET. Pero teka nga, maalala ko lang Ma'am Jen, di ba taga Batangas ka? And I'm really curious kung paano nga ba bumati ang isang Batanggenyang na gaya mo?
Ako, sigurado ka ba dyan? Gusto mo talaga marinig?
Oo, no?
Kasi ganito nga. Sa totoo lang, nung simula pa lang, gustong-gusto ko na ito eh. Gustong-gusto ko na. Kasi wari ko naman. Ang mga kasamahan ko diyan sa Batangas ay gustong-gustong makarinig ng pagbati. Sino namang hindi matutuwa na makakita ka ng kasamahan din eh. Tama ka ho, doon sa mga taga-Batangas. Sir, tunay, gusto mo makarinig ng bate?
Alam mo, mind-blown ako ngayon pa lang. Hindi, siyempre, go na ma'am.
Siya, garin ho. Bukod ho sa binabati ko lahat ng kaguruan sa buong Pilipinas, ay akin na rin babatiin yung mga kababayan ko diyan sa Batangas. Lalo na ho sa mga kasama kong guro diyan sa Dr. Juan A. Pastor Memorial National High School. Lalo na ang magandang principal, si Dr. Thelma A. Pascua. Kamusta ho kayo? Sana naman ho'y madami kayong natutuhan doon sa 3 araw na napanood nyo mula pa Lunes. At nako, sir, ako na ang nagsasabi, tuo naman hong pinaghandaan ka rin. Ako na, nako, ang mga tao din ho, ano kang pagkakasipag naman?
Totoo naman.
Hindi ka naman. Tunay naman, di ka ho. Siya ganyan rin ang inyong gawin, mga kababayan ko diyan sa Batangas. Ipakalandakan ninyo na meron tayong VINSET diyan sa mga kahangga natin. At kayo naman ho ay magsitayo at manuod. Pwede ka ho iyon. Pwede naman di ka, sir.
Pwede Ma'am Jen.
Sabi ko sa'yo eh.
Para akong pinagagalitan ng kung sino.
Yun lang naman, Sir DJ. Ikaw ba daw? May gusto ko kang batiin.
Oo naman, Ma'am Jen. And I'd like to thank to give a big shout out to my friends in MBS Eastro Senior High School mate. And of course, ang aming napakagandang principal, si Ma'am Connie Gutierrez. Siyempre, mga lodi natin yan, di ba? And ang saya namang pakinggan na talagang masasabi natin na itong araw na ito ay para sa lahat ng mga kasamahan natin, bro. Hindi lamang dito sa Manila, sa Caloocan, or sa Batangas, kundi saan mang sulok ng Pilipinas. Again, good morning to our fellow educators all over the country. I am your national teacher broadcaster, Sir DJ Santiago from SDO Caloocan.
And I am your Batanganya National Teacher Broadcaster, Ma'am Jennifer Awating De Jesus from SDO Batangas.
It gives us immense pleasure as we welcome everyone to VINSET 2.0 Day 4, brought to us by none other than the beautiful people of the Department of Education ICTS EdTech Unit.
Let me emphasize that.
Yeah.
The beautiful people.
Yeah.
And all of this wouldn't be possible without the unwavering support of our dear DepEd Secretary, Leonor Magdolis Briones, and the Undersecretary for Curriculum and Instruction, Yusek Diosdado M. San Antonio.
Siyempre, nandyan din ang ating Undersecretary for Field Operations, Attorney Revzi Acuña Escobedo, and the loving support of our very hands-on and cool na Undersecretary for Administration, Yusek Alain Del B. Pasco.
Nandiyan din, syempre, ang suporta ni na Director Jocelyn D. Andaya and Director Leila P. Ariola.
At syempre, hindi mawawala, Ma'am Jen, si Director Renilda Arco and Director Abram Y.C. Abenil. We would like to extend our gratitude for giving us the chance to be of service to our fellow teachers.
Welcome to all, especially to our dear participants and our superintendents, PSDSS, ASDSS, and regional directors.
And of course, Ma'am Jen, all of these are for the heroic teachers all around the country who are, despite the pandemic, continuously seeking professional growth and equipping themselves with skills necessary to progress along with the rapid changes in this challenging time.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Teachers genuinely continue to be an inspiration to all. And speaking of inspiration, we will be joined by someone, napakaswerte naman talaga natin, to give her inspirational message and the latest updates in Google Workspace for Education Fundamentals. Our dear educators, it is with great honor that I present to you the Education Lead for Google Philippines. Let us all welcome Ms. Mary Manzano.
Hi everybody, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
And
Po.
congratulations to early congratulations to everybody for the last 3 days that everybody has been here. Let me just go ahead and share my screen. Can I just ask our backstage person to share my screen right now? There, so I'd like to just welcome everybody today. Today is our day 4 of the virtual in-service training, and I'd like to congratulate the DepEd ICTS EdTech unit for really organizing this very well. And I'm happy to be here to speak with all of you. And I know that it's been tough for the last year and a half for everybody, but thank you for holding on at Kapit pa rin. So right now, I'm here to kind of introduce yung mga programs natin ngayon sa Google, and also to just begin what is going to be a few hours of learning around our Google tools. So my name is Mary Manzano, and I'm the founder of gtech.guru, and I'm currently supporting Google for Education as the education lead for Philippines. Now, let me just move on to just here. I just want to just again congratulate everybody for making sure that even in this time of unforeseen complexity, even when we know that we were not prepared for distance learning, even though we did not really prepare for this and there's no allowance for developing a time frame, that everybody was still able to move and to adjust and to adapt and overcome the challenges that are being thrown at us right now. And although the experience of disruption has happened all over the world, every school and every individual has different needs, and everybody knows that, no? All of us here, every person in the organization, in the education system, from our students, teachers, our school leaders, as well as our parents and guardians, we are all learning on the go in real time. And however, schools around the world have been able to rise to the challenge. And of course, ang mga DepEd teachers natin, kayo pong lahat, hindi po kayo naiiba dito. You also rose to the challenge. And in Department of Education, Google Workspace for Education is actually given for free, no, to all the teachers and staff. Since 2012, we've been partnering with the Department of Education to make sure that our teachers and staff are given that ability to collaborate across islands. napakadami nating islands, very many schools, around 47,000 schools all over the country. And we actually donated Google for Education for free in 2012 to make sure that you have tools that you can use to collaborate and to work with each other, even across this distance. And now, this 2020, we realized the value of this, that we're actually able to communicate even when we're not able to see each other face to face. Ngayon, a new development, that's why it's in blue. For 2021, learner accounts are also going to be created. So this coming school year, we encourage that you start using the learner accounts as well and giving this out to your students. Our division ITOs have already been given the accounts. So do watch out for a memo around how to distribute these accounts to the students, our step-by-step process as well on how to guide you all on how to distribute these accounts to the students. And why am I saying this? Because last school year, millions of students here in the Philippines actually created Gmail accounts. And these are consumer at Gmail accounts to join their Google Classroom or to join their classes. And we understand that this is needed to be done to ensure the continuity of their lessons. However, ngayong taon na to, we would highly encourage that you, our teachers, our school ICT coordinators, along with our regional ITOs and division ITOs, to really use the Google accounts that are provided by DepEd for our students. And this will ensure heightened security, better collaboration, and easier setup of your classes. Now, let's talk about a little bit about technology. Let's be honest. In our schools, nobody wants to use technology for the sake of using technology. I think it's safe to say that it's not anyone's goal, to use technology for just the sake of using it. And of course, technology doesn't really mean you're innovative. Just because you use technology doesn't mean that you're already doing innovation. Just having access to it doesn't mean that it's being used in meaningful or innovative ways to enhance education or the classroom environment. And in Google, we believe and have seen that when technology is used in a meaningful and impactful way, um, it can be used to empower the entire ecosystem. And that's what we want to do. Now, we want technology to be able to improve the impact of the entire education ecosystem, which of course encompasses our students, our teachers, our IT managers, administrators, parents, and the community at large. But for today, we'll focus on you. Let's focus on the teacher, okay? So, why is that? Because, in other words, technology can be a powerful tool, but alone, it's never transformative. Now, these past few days, you have learned many different technologies and tools to use for your work. Napakadami ng mga technologies na yon, but that alone is not enough. Remember, it takes you. It takes a teacher to make these learning experiences stick. It takes a teacher to achieve learning outcomes with technology. Ngayon, natututunan niyo itong mga teknolohiya na ito, pero kailangan kayo to make these technologies stick and to achieve the learning outcomes that we want to achieve for our students. And lagi kong naririnig to sa ETU, para sa bata. Diba? Laging para sa bata. And part of our goal is to really make sure that the educators, all of you, the staff, and the students feel comfortable enough with these technologies and be empowered to use it. That's why when Google designs tools, napansin niyo naman, madali siyang gamitin. Hindi siya mahirap gamitin, lalo na pag ang mga bata nagsisimula pa lang gumamit ng mga tools na to. Now, ano ba yung mga steps na to impactful use of technology? We've developed a framework of 3 steps to help the schools to think about their journey towards ITU. Ayan hindi po ETU, ITU naman tayo ngayon. Impactful Technology Use. That's ITU. And it's how we orient all that we do on the Google for Education team. We believe 3 things need to happen in order for you to get the impact that you hope to see from technology. So una, access. Schools must have affordable and effective tools and devices so that the students and the teachers have access to technology. Secondly, we know that the next step after access is to help the users build knowledge and comfort so that the students and teachers can adopt the technology. And finally, the ultimate goal talaga is to help schools drive systemic change and shift culture so that your schools can then transform your lesson plans, transform your lessons, transform the learning with technology. So I'm going to dive into it one by one. Firstly, I'd like to make sure that sa access, affordable access to effective technology for learning and teaching is really foundational to preparing students to make a difference in a rapidly changing world. We've seen this in so many countries in the world that have been adopting technology. Number one talaga, especially in developing countries like ours, is affordability. As much as possible, wag masyadong magastos, ano? Lalo na medyo mahirap ang buhay ngayon. And that's also one of the reasons why Google has also developed some of these technologies that are affordable for you. Gaya nga nasabi ko kanina, Google Workspace for Education is provided for free with free licenses to all of the DepEd users, all teachers, all employees, and now pati mga estudyante natin. So if we have last year, we had around 22 million students. So we're hoping that it's going to be the same or maybe even more this year. And we'll be providing that same service to Department of Education. Now, taking our minds back to 2006, when it all started, the idea talaga was to bring what was then known as Google Apps for Education. So kung medyo matagal na kayo sa DepEd at nagsimula kayo sa Google Apps at naging G Suite for Education, ang pangalan niya na ngayon ay Google Workspace for Education. So the idea then was to see how it would impact teaching and learning. And nandito tayo ngayon, many years later, with our core values and our mission at heart, bringing the best of Google tools, gaya ng Google Workspace for Education, gaya ng Google Classroom, and Chromebooks that we recently piloted to 15 schools in the country, and putting them into the hands of educators, helping them to become more efficient and productive. Now, when you take a look at Chromebooks, ano ba to? A lot of people have been asking me, Miss Mary, ano ba yung Chromebooks? Chromebooks are actually just laptop form factors. It's a computer like any other. Ang difference lang yan is it's running on something called the Chrome operating system, which, gives you a faster experience. So that means mabilis ang boot up time, matagal ang battery life, hindi agad namamatay. So battery life would normally last anywhere between 8 to 10 hours depending kung ano yung machine na ginagamit mo. And the Chrome Education Upgrade as well would ensure that there is control. Yung mga policies ng school ay nakalagay dun sa Chromebook kahit nasan pa yung bata, kahit nasa bahay siya. Pag sinabi mong bawal ang certain websites, hindi niya yun ma-access. Now, the good thing about this is when you take a look at Chromebooks, people would ask, Miss Mary, if it's really running on the web, paano na lang? Anong mga apps yung pwede kong gamitin? There's a whole host of apps. And even now, even if you're not on a Chromebook, you can visit the Chromebook App Hub. And I'm going to be giving the DepEd ETU as well a copy of this presentation so that you can be able to access this later on from your learning management system and access it at your own time after the VINSET. I understand that right now, many people are trying to access the learning management system, and there's like so many concurrencies. And so we're going to be uploading this material as well into your LMS so that you can get a copy of this and find out a little bit more about it. So Chromebook App Hub, pag ginugal niyo po yan, you can find many different apps that would inspire our digital citizens, our budding digital citizens, our future scientists, our future world explorers, future engineers and doctors. Pwede silang ma-inspire. Pwede kayong ma-inspire as teachers para malaman nyo ano kaya yung mga apps na bago ngayon. Ano kaya yung mga applications na pwede kong gamitin for the grade level that I'm teaching, for the subject that I'm teaching. So the applications that are in the App Hub is actually categorized based on subject and grade level, as well as whether it is also only on the web or something that you can download in your Android tablets or Android phones. As you know, ang Chromebook ngayon actually runs Google Play. So that means kung may mga Android apps, mag-run din yon on Chromebooks. Now, some of the schools that we have been working with have a 1:1 program, but here in the Philippines, developing country tayo, kaya hindi lahat ng schools may 1:1 program. Paano kaya yon? So, typically, kapag nasa eskwelahan na tayo, pwede namang i-share yung mga devices. And kung meron kayong bring your own device, and at the moment, alam natin na we're encouraging people to use whatever device they can use in order to access these materials. And the good thing about our Google products and our Google applications, itong mga applications na to, most of them actually have mobile applications na pwedeng i-download ng bata. And kahit na offline sila, ma-access pa rin nila yung mga files nila. So that's it, ano? So at home Wi-Fi access, not everybody has Wi-Fi, but I heard that the DepEd is actually giving support as well to the teachers by giving teachers good connectivity also, and that's really great. Now that's something that DepEd has been supporting, and I really applaud that effort. Now, the next one is adopt. And dito I'll dwell a little bit because adoption is really close to my heart. I really make sure that people are trained into using technology, that they know how to use it well, and that they're applying the right pedagogical practices. I myself, I'm also a Google certified trainer and a certified innovator. And I'm going to talk about my programs in a while. No? So firstly, the teacher center. Ano ba tong teacher center? We don't have a lot of time today. I'm only going to be speaking for the next 20 minutes. So that means wala tayong masyadong oras to delve deeper into each of these applications. I would love to go ahead and train you on some of the tips and tricks that I've learned throughout the years. But the good thing about it is a lot of these tips and tricks have already been put into the teacher center. So to begin the adoption journey, the first resources that I'm going to really highlight are those that are designed specifically for teachers by teachers. A lot of the resources that you will find in the teacher center were also written by teachers and shared to other teachers as well. Now, ano ba tong teacher center na to? It's a hub for professional development. It's a great resource for you at every end of the level of technology that you are in. So whether you're just starting out in using Google or whether you've been using our tools for years and years, there is content here for everybody. And if you're a teacher, just think of this as your starting point and one-stop shop for all that Google can do to support you. So it's no longer just training now. This is training written by teachers for teachers. These are certifications that you can check out. There are programs here as well that you can be a part of. There are resources that you can already download and use. And there are communities that you can be a part of. And the great thing about this is that everything is completely free. Now, firstly would be the Level 1 Fundamentals Training. It's a free interactive online training curriculum that is created by educators, designed by them who are new to Google tools. This course will teach you the best strategies for integrating Google in your classroom. So for teachers, you can start here to begin supercharging your teaching practice to save time and support student learning. So you can complete this online course para mag-prepare for the Level 1 certification that is valid for 3 years. Now, for our leaders, kung meron tayong mga principal na nanonood, meron tayong mga schools division superintendent and school leaders, please encourage your educators to develop professionally and demonstrate proficiency of these Google tools. And why am I saying this? It's because Google is so easy to use that sometimes even when a school is not on Google, we find that a lot of their students, a lot of their teachers are still using Google tools. Kaya mas maganda kung mas maging proficient tayo. Tama po. So the next one is, kung magaling na tayo sa level 1, naturally, we advance to level 2. And level 2 advanced training is a free interactive online training curriculum. And this is going to give you cutting-edge strategies for integrating Google into your classroom. So para sa ating mga guro na nanonood ngayon, you can rethink your teaching practice and you can redefine it with new possibilities offered by Google Tools. And in the future, meron po tayong bagong programang i-anunsyo. Abangan lang po natin para sa ating mga Google Teacher Champions. And these Google Teacher Champions are those teachers that are really able to integrate Google tools into their lessons and are also able to create open educational resources that can be shared with other teachers para matuto rin yung ibang teachers kung paano mag-integrate ng Google tools into their own respective lessons. Para sa mga leaders natin, do encourage your educators again to continue their professional development. Ngayon, kung talagang nagsisimula pa lang tayo, talagang bagong-bago tayo sa Google and gusto nating makareceive ng mga tips and tricks, pwede kayo mag-sign up for the Gmail Getting Started series. Meron tayong 8-week series, Getting Started po ito. And this Getting Started series would allow you to get emails in your inbox. Ayan po. And pag first time user kayo, no problem. Mga maliliit na video lessons yan that are being given to your inbox every week. Now, here's the good part. We have created a Getting Started curriculum that are 3 modules long. Itong Getting Started curriculum na to, in cooperation with the DepEd ICTS EdTech unit, we are putting this inside the DepEd LMS. Ang kagandahan nito, yung LMS po natin, alam natin sa Friday is magkakaroon yata tayo ng walkthrough on the learning management system at ano pa yung mga goodies na pwede niyong makuha dito sa LMS ng DepEd. Now, the great thing about this is that we are putting a lot of our materials into the DepEd LMS, and one of these is the Getting Started program for Google Workspace for Education. So this is a 3-module program that we are launching on the first week of classes. And pag in-announce po namin ito, ma-access nyo na po ito sa inyong respective LMS. And pag na-complete nyo po itong Getting Started na modules na ito, it will really help you to, one, to prepare you for certification, and two, to become a Google Teacher Champion in your own schools and inside DepEd. Now, meron din kami mga product guides. Like for example, ay magaling na ako sa classroom, pero parang kailangan ko pang matuto ng konti on Google Forms. So, sa loob ng Teacher Center, we've created product guides that you can easily download if you like. There's also a shorter baseline tutorial videos that are included in each of these products. So, we launched this online hub in the Teacher Center to house these tutorial videos and resources so that you can get started with our tools. And also, kung magaling na kayo sa isa sa mga tools, then pwede na kayo mag-move on din sa susunod na tools. And you can actually see that these tools are also giving you videos on YouTube that you can use to build digital fluency sa mga estudyante. Lalo na napaka-basic ng mga ibang videos. So for some of your students na nangangailangan ng konting help on digital fluency, you can use these product training modules to prepare you as a teacher and to prepare your students so that they can get started immediately in using our tools. Ayan. Tapos, ang ating teacher training courses, to best prepare our teachers to use all our tools, meron din tayong mga iba-ibang klaseng tools or trainings that are available for different types of topics. The first one is tools for diverse learners. Bakit may ganito? Kasi we need to make sure that our tools are accessible. What if meron tayong mga kids or mga students that may be challenged right now in their hearing or eyesight? Meron tayong mga accessibility features and pwede nyong i-take yung course na ito on tools for diverse learners so that you can learn a little bit more on accessibility features of our tools and our Google applications, how to turn them on, and when you might want to use them with your students. And to best prepare teachers and students to learn safely online, we have created a digital citizenship and safety curriculum that you can easily use, and you can also it can also support you to bring the complex topic of digital safety into your own classroom. Now, the good thing about this is at 9:30 today, my teammate Via, and also our partner QSR is also going to be doing a quick rundown of the Be Internet Awesome program, which is our digital citizenship and safety program inside Google. And I know that our teacher Rowie as well of the DepEd ICTS ETU is also going to be there to give you more information about the Be Internet Awesome program. Now, we also have may mga device trainings, lalo na kung nagte-train kayo or nagtuturo kayo using tablets, phones, Chromebooks. Meron din tayong mga device trainings that are in there for you to maximize the use of technology in your classroom. Now, the curriculum on the Teacher Center can guide you on a path towards acquiring a Google Educator certification. And these certifications are a great way to show your proficiency in using Google tools in the classroom. We have multiple levels of certification, starting at level 1 and 2 of the Certified Educator program, all the way to more advanced certifications encompassing the Certified Trainer, the Innovator program, and the Coach program. And I encourage you to visit the Teacher Center website for these details. Once again, nakikita nyo naman sa aking screen, that for you to visit the Teacher Center, just go to edu.google.com/teacher center. Now, people would ask me, Miss Mary, mahal ba yung certification? So, ito yung presyo niya, no? Right now, level 1 is currently at $10 every time you take the exam. And the level 2 certification is $25. And of course, may recertification. This is valid for 3 years. So kapag naging Google Certified Level 1 or Level 2 kayo, then you know that you're gonna be certified Level 1 or Level 2 for the next 3 years. And then kailangan nyo lang mag-recertify after 3 years, lalo na pag may mga bagong changes or may mga bagong nadagdag sa Google. Now, here's the good news. Since last year, since 2020, Google has been giving Department of Education free vouchers so that you can take the certification as well without having to pay the $10 and $25. Naintindihan naman namin it can get expensive, no? But we still believe that it's very affordable for the teachers. Magkano ba yung $10? 500 pesos. Pero 500 pesos pa rin yun na pwede nyo magamit sa ibang bagay. And so, Google has been providing a lot of vouchers already to Department of Education. And this year, we provided another round of another set of vouchers. And I know that this is in cooperation with ICTS ETU as well as NAEAP for them to start certifying, again, a lot of the teachers that are both qualified as well as interested. I'd also like to make mention that a commendation was also issued recently to 1,192 teachers that were certified in DepEd by the ETU. So congratulations! Kung level 1 or level 2 na po kayo, shout out nyo lang po dyan sa comment section, and please be proud of it because it is definitely an achievement. So mabuhay po kayo, well done. And para po dun sa mga tao na gusto pang mag-take ng certification, you are very, very welcome to actually take that certification. Just make sure that you go through the training first, or kung meron po mga available na trainings available sa NAEAP as well as sa ETU, then you can definitely avail of these trainings to prepare you for the certification. Now, kapag certified na po kayo, pwede na kayong mag-move. Pag level 1 and level 2 na kayo, pwede na kayong mag-move dun sa programs that we are offering, gaya ng Certified Trainer Program. The Certified Trainers Program is a community program that empowers instructional leaders to support educators. So if you are a teacher, teaching teachers, then I think the Certified Trainer Program may be the program for you. GCTs, we are passionate. I have to say we because I'm also a Google certified trainer. We are passionate and we are driven education professionals who conduct top-notch teacher PD and change management so that we can help others transform classrooms with technology. And I'd like for more DepEd teachers to be part of this program so that we can help other teachers to be better at using technology in the classroom. You can basically use the trainers in your schools to encourage the teachers and the coaches, alam niyo yun, to apply for the program, and also making sure that our teachers have the necessary support they need in their respective divisions or school. Ito po ang challenge ko ngayon sa DepEd, magkaroon ng Google Certified Trainer sa bawat isang division. So yun po yung unang challenge natin, na sana po ay magkaroon ng isang Google Certified Trainer sa bawat division na makakatulong sa mga teachers ng bawat division, sa mga schools ng bawat division, para matuto kung paano gamitin yung technologies na ito. Next one would be some of our Google Educator groups. We have Google Educator groups, and the good thing about this is we have a really great representative mamaya, Ms. Maan de Guzman, who's going to talk about the community of the Google Educator groups. So ito pong GEGs na to, this is community formed, voluntary po ito, but the good thing about it is this is made of passionate educators that are willing to share their knowledge to other teachers. And the Google Educator groups in the Philippines has always been vibrant, and we want to make it bigger. We want to make sure that it's all inclusive. At kung teacher po kayo, passionate po kayo sa Google tools, and you want to be able to share your knowledge or even just to learn and connect with other teachers on how to use Google tools, be a part of the Google Educator groups. So Maan is going to be talking later about that, kaya po abangan natin. So best way to find out more about this, kaya po stay tuned. Next is we've got some professional development partners as well, and these professional development partners are also partnered with NAEAP. Right now we have QSR that is partnered with NAEAP, that is working to make sure that our teachers are also trained. So this is a great network that we have, and these are trusted Google partner companies that work with schools to provide in-depth teacher professional development and training. Now, ano pang meron? Napakadami, no? I'm looking at my time, and meron pa po tayong mga 8 minutes more to talk a little bit more about the other programs. First is the Applied Digital Skills. Ano ba itong Applied Digital Skills? O sige na, alam mo nang gumamit ng tools. Paano mo naman siya gagamitin? Saan mo siya gagamitin? So the Applied Digital Skills is a free digital literacy curriculum that was designed to prepare learners. So hindi lang po ito para sa inyo, para rin po ito sa mga bata. And this is to prepare them for the growing number of jobs that require basic digital literacy. This is actually perfect for our grade 11s and grade 12s. The learners are able to practice practical life skills while building creative projects using the Google's suite of applications. Now, I would really highly encourage that if you're a senior high school teacher, to encourage your senior high school students to take the Applied Digital Skills courses. There are many courses in here, including how to organize events, how to create a good resume, create a compelling resume, right? How to apply for a job, how to pass your job interview. Like all of these skills, all of these things that we do in our life right now, practical life skills, normally need some digital literacy. So this program brings together the digital skills and the practical life skills to help learners develop unique projects. And each lesson would consist of a set of videos that students can watch to obtain step-by-step instruction on how to, for example, collaborate in a group to develop a creative presentation using Google Slides, or how to create a household budget or an office budget using spreadsheets. So Applied Digital Skills has over 120 hours of content. The units and the lessons here are designed to be flexible and will work with many different subject areas. And we found this is really a great program to help students learn how to use technology in meaningful, applicable ways. But that it's also been very helpful to teachers as well. So even for you, for teachers, for adult learners, and especially yung mga admin staff natin, once they take the Applied Digital Skills course, then they learn how to use Google Workspace in their respective roles. Yan po, ano? Next is CS First. Ito naman, kung nasa senior high tayo kanina, baba naman tayo ngayon sa mga bata. CS First is a free computer science curriculum that makes coding easy to teach and fun to learn. So ito po ay isang introductory computer science curriculum para sa ating primary and secondary schools. So kung gusto niyo pong magturo ng computational thinking, so this curriculum was actually designed to be fluid. So educators can integrate a unit into any subject matter that they may be teaching. The best part is no computer science experience is needed from the teacher or the student to begin using this curriculum. Kaya po CS First, it's very basic computational thinking to teach computer science for kids. Ayan po, ano, take a look at it and try it out for yourself by visiting the website. It's also in the Teacher Center, but you can also go to g.co/CS First. Ayan po. So, andito na tayo sa ating final step in the ladder. Tama-tama because I have 5 minutes left and I know that I would like to spend a lot more time with you. But here, dito sa ating framework of steps, ang tawag ko nga dito, di ba, ITU instead of ETU, impactful technology use. Ano? This is how we orient what we do here. Nandito na po tayo sa transform, and in transformation, let's take a look at some of the things that we can do around transformation. Ang unang-una po is the Google Certified Coach Program. In the Philippines, we currently have only one Google for Education Certified Coach. So I highly encourage people who are currently coaching one-to-one other teachers that you go after this program. This would empower instructional coaches to drive impactful technology use, or ITU, in their schools using our structured year-long curriculum and a research-based 5-step coaching model. Now, Google for Education certified coaches work one-to-one with teachers to identify and adopt technology-based solutions to solve classroom challenges. Yun yung una, no? The next one for transformation is the Certified Innovator Program. So the Google for Education Certified Innovator Program recognizes and supports top educators around the world who are using technology to solve meaningful challenges in education. So become a certified innovator and join a community of more than 2,200 passionate educators in over 50 countries. So ganun pa lang po kakonte, ano, ang Google Certified Innovators all over the world. In over 50 countries, we're excited to grow professionally, advocate for innovative technologies, and drive school transformation. Here's the good news. Kung nakapag L2 na po kayo or certified level 2 na kayo, pwede kayong mag-apply as a Google Certified Innovator. And ang Certified Innovator application po natin, applications are now open until September 17. So hanggang September 17 po ang close ng application. So if you're interested and you feel that you're an innovative teacher, go ahead and apply to become a Google for Education Certified Innovator. So just make sure lang po na dapat nakapag-certified level 2 na po tayo. Yun po ang requirement natin for the Certified Innovator Program. Now, let me just skip this one. Taking a look at the Google for Education Transformation reports as well, para naman po ito sa mga administrators natin. This is a free tool designed to help quantify a school's Google for Education implementation across products and programs. And there are recommendations here and trends to help our leadership teams. So, finally, we've got the Google Reference School Program. Kapag po may schools kami that are already using Chromebooks at sobra yung paggamit nila ng Google Workspace for Education, gamit na gamit, we recognize these schools and make them into Google Reference Schools. So this is actually by invitation only because we do have some strict product usage requirements of the program to get an invitation to join. Pero hindi natin alam, ano, malay mo isang araw, ang isa sa mga eskwelahan that you actually belong to right now will become a Google Reference School. I-goals po natin yan ngayong 2021 to 2022. And that's it po, no, for today. Ito po yung ating ITU or Impactful Technology Use. Itong 3-step ladder of access, adopt, and transform. And ito po yung mga pwede nating ibigay sa ating mga teachers para po ma-enhance yung kanilang pagtuturo. So yan, maraming salamat po sa lahat ng nakinig at lahat ng nanood. I'd like to, siguro may questions pa kaya tayo? Do we have any time for questions? Kung wala naman tayong mga questions, I would like to just tell everybody that, once again, I'm very happy to be here. And mabuhay po tayong lahat at make sure na matuto po tayo. Another day of learning, another day of learning many tools. Ayan, wala na raw Q&A. So, ayan po. So, thank you everybody. I really appreciate the invite as well. Thank you so much to the ICTS EdTech unit for inviting me over and for giving us this opportunity to talk about our Google for Education programs in DepEd. Thank you very much po.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Mary Manzano, for these updates and a very uplifting welcome message to all of us. Talaga nga naman, Ma'am, na it takes a teacher for technology to be effective. We cannot be replaced, di ba?
Yes naman, sir. Totoo yan. And sa nga pala, sir, for those who have just tuned in, welcome to VINSET 2.0 Day 4. Alam mo ba, sir, kung ilang tao na or ilang guro na sa buong Pilipinas ang nanonood sa atin ngayon?
Ilan ba, Ma'am Jen?
Tumatagiting lang naman na 80,000 teachers.
Oh my God, 80,000 teachers.
Yes. At alam ko, nabalitaan ko kanina, sir, na madadagdagan pa yan. Kaya ba natin mga teachers na gawin 200 to 300,000 views hanggang maghapon?
Feeling ko kaya
Yes, wala namang posible kasi sa teachers. Your active participation is important throughout the session. So please feel free to share and comment if ever you have questions or clarifications. And Sir DJ, just a reminder to everyone before we continue our attendance.
Yeah.
Please do not forget to register or log into your respective regional DLMS using your DepEd email accounts, for this will serve as your attendance and will bridge you to having your digital certificates. And Sir DJ, just to remind everyone that we do not have any separate links for the attendance. So please refrain from answering and providing your personal information to any links.
Yes, tama yan, Ma'am Jen. And by the way, samantalain na namin, you can use your DepEd SIM and your connectivity load para dito sa ating VINSET. The same goes with our evaluation form later. Please feel free to rate how well the session's learning objectives are fulfilled and how effectively the seminar or conference sessions met our needs as educators, and what may be improved in the future. Just click on the link that you can see on your LMS account.
Yes, and one more thing, Sir DJ, we would like to reiterate that this VINSET 2.0 is not mandatory. We are giving you the full discretion to attend and watch the 5-day training and learn with us. And Sir DJ, this is synchronous. So if ever you miss the live broadcast, you can still watch the replays on DepEd Philippines FB page and YouTube channel, DepEd EdTech Unit FB page and YouTube channel, and also in DepEd TV YouTube channel. And our dearest teachers, please po, do not pressure yourselves too much in completing and answering all the activities at once. Kasi our LMS po will stay open until January 31, 2022. Wow, that's 4 months from now. So just chill at home and enjoy the moment.
Wow, tama ka, Ma'am Jen. And what else can we look for? This is learning at our convenience. And Ma'am Jen, oo nga pala, bago natin ituloy ang program na to, alam mo bang napakarami ng kumakalat ngayon na pictures na edited with the hosts? Siyempre, papawali ba tayo?
Siyempre, di tayo papakabog, di ba?
Now, teachers, since there will be an amazing day ahead of us, and what better way to start the day with a cup of coffee? We invite you to grab your coffee mugs and take a picture with us. Tama, Ma'am Jen?
Yes, kunin din natin yung mug natin, sir.
Okay.
Shout out to Sir Mark for letting me use his mug.
Thank you, Sir Mark.
So,
Thank you, Sir naman.
Sir DJ, kasi di ba sabi ko sa'yo kanina, Batanggenya ako.
Mhm.
Alam mo dun sa amin, ang kape, barako.
Yun.
Diba? Mga taga Batangas dyan, barako. Kailangan mainit. Kailangan matapang yung kaya kang ipaglaban. Diba, Sir DJ?
Hugot na hugot, no?
Parang ayoko na natin sabihin yung line na yun, pero sorry, kailangan na yun. Ikaw, Sir DJ, ito sabihin ko na natin.
Ayan.
Kailan ka ba huling pinaglaban?
Ako lagi ako pinaglalaban. Pataban!
Tama na yung mga laban-laban na yun. Kidding aside, our dear teachers, let's give a pose holding our coffee mugs and smile.
Yan,
Yung hindi pa malakasan dapat na, Sir DJ. Ready na ba? Ano ba?
Okay, picture
Samahan
tayo.
niyo kami mag-coffee. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. Ayan. One more, Sir DJ. Medyo nakapostura tayo kasi sayang naman.
Oo, nag-go tayo dito.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. And 3, 2, 1. Ayan. Thank you very much. Post that on your timeline or on the comment section of DepEd EdTech Unit's FB page. Write the best caption that you have and do not forget to use the hashtag VINSET 2.0. Who knows, Sir DJ? Baka mamaya makakita na kayo ng makakasamang magkape tuwing umaga.
Yan, tama yan. Naabangan natin yan. Malay nyo, dito nyo pa sa VINSET makita ang forever. Now, let us feast our eyes with these educative videos that will surely enlighten us with ways on how teaching and learning can be easy and effective.
Miss Carlene, kanina ka pa ba? Naku, pasensya na ngayon lang ako nakarating ha. Nagpa-vaccine pa kasi ako.
Hindi naman, Sir Jeff. Halos kakarating ko lang din. Nagre-register lang ako sa DepEd mobile app ngayon.
DepEd mobile app?
Oo, sir, yung tracker para mai-report natin sa DepEd ang vaccination status natin.
Wow, may ganun pala. Ibig sabihin, pwede na ako mag-register kasi fully vaccinated na ako.
Actually, sir, kahit ang mga hindi pa nababakunahan o yung mga naka-receive pa lang ng first dose, pwede nang magpa-register. Malinaw yan sa memo ni Yusek Alain. Kaya nga dapat lahat ng ka-DepEd ay mag-download nito.
Ah, ibig sabihin pala, lahat ng teaching and non-teaching personnel kailangan magkaroon ng DepEd mobile app. Paano ba yan, ma'am?
Ay, sus, dali-dali lang sini. Una, pumunta sa App Store or Google Play and key in DepEd Mobile sa search box. Click Install. Kapag installed na, click Open. Then, sa app display, may dalawa kang pagpipilian. Sign in at sign in with DepEd Commons. I-click ang Sign in with DepEd Commons para sa mas mabilis na pag-access at account confirmation. Siguraduhin na mag-sign in gamit ang inyong DepEd email address na deped.gov.ph and click Authorize to proceed. Pagkatapos ay mapupunta kayo sa User Profile Update. Siguraduhin na tama ang mga ilalagay niyong information gaya ng inyong first name, middle name, last name, and mobile number. Tick the I belong to a school box kung kayo ay kabilang sa isang paaralan. Continue to select school by entering your school ID and password. Kung ikaw naman ay walang kinabibilangang paaralan, just tap Select Region and choose the appropriate option. Kung ikaw naman ay isang division personnel, continue to select division assigned in. Kapag tapos na, i-click ang Update. Pagkatapos nito, lilitaw ang Mobile Application Privacy Policy, basahin ang Privacy Policy, and click Agree. Pagkatapos nito ay mapupunta kayo sa homepage. Go to Surveys or Trackers by clicking View Now. Pindutin ang arrow sa right corner ng page para sagutan ang self-reporting tracker. Tandaan na lahat ay kailangang mag-report ng kanilang vaccination status, fully vaccinated man o may first dose na o kahit hindi pa nababakunahan. May mga paalala sa pagsagot ng self-reporting tracker. Una, laging aalalahanin na ang information na ilalagay mo gamit ang iyong account ay sa iyo. Huwag mag-login gamit ang iyong email address at lagyan ang information ng ibang tao. Pangalawa, ang mga tanong na naka-asterisk ay kinakailangang sagutan. Pangatlo, sundin ang suggested answer format. Kapag alam na ang mga ito, maaari nang sagutin ang self-reporting tracker. Ilagay ang inyong pangalan, edad, designation, at specify kung kayo ay teaching or non-teaching personnel. Ang unang tanong ay aalamin kung registered ka for COVID-19 vaccination. Kung hindi, tick no, and you will be instructed to proceed to question number 9. Kung oo naman, tick yes and proceed to the next question. Ang mga sumusunod na katanungan ay humihingi ng impormasyon gaya ng kung saang priority group ka nabibilang, anong brand ng vaccine ang naiturok sa iyo, at petsa ng first dose and second dose mo. Kailangan mo din mag-upload ng photo ng iyong vaccination card. Tingnan din ang listahan ng mga adverse reaction at i-tick ang box kung may naranasan ka sa mga ito. Kung wala naman sa listahan ang iyong naramdamang adverse reaction, ay maaari mo itong isulat sa ibaba. Aalamin din kung ikaw ay may allergies at kung ang lahat ba ng tao sa inyong bahay ay bakunado na rin. Sa huling tanong, ilalagay mo ang iyong pangunahing rason kung sakaling pinili mo na hindi magpa-register para sa vaccination. Kapag tapos ng sagutan, i-click ang Submit. Lilitaw sa screen ang Review Answers kung ang lahat ay nasagutan. I-click ang Proceed upang tuluyang masubmit ang form. Lilitaw naman sa screen ang Unable to Submit Form message kung mayroon kang nakaligtaang sagutan. Kapag lumitaw ito, i-click lamang ang Back to Survey at sagutan ang parte na may nakasulat na this field is required. Pagkatapos ay mag-log back sa app at i-update ang self-reporting for COVID-19 vaccination tracker kung mayroong mga pagbabago sa user's COVID-19 vaccination status gaya ng indication of registration, schedule of doses, adverse reactions experienced, or any other related updates. Mahalagang ma-download ang DepEd mobile app dahil sa susunod na system updates, magagamit na rin natin ito para sa health status report, school facilities report lalo na kapag may bagyo o lindol, at gagamitin din natin ito sa darating na May 2022 elections. At ito pa, sa pamamagitan ng DepEd mobile app, agad tayong ma-update tungkol sa ating free connectivity load at pati performance bonus. Kaya dapat ngayon pa lang, mag-download at mag-register ka na. O diba, super easy lang? Baskog ay.
Ang dali lang pala at tamang-tama dahil kakatanggap ko lang ng free connectivity load mula sa DepEd. Makakapag-download na ako ng DepEd mobile app.
Same here! Got mine from our property custodian. #salamat DepEd talaga.
Miss Carlene, it's your turn.
O siya sir, mag-shoot na kami ng video lesson. Mag-register ka na dyan ha.
Sige ma'am. Uy Miss Pam, nakatanggap ka na rin ba ng free connectivity load mula sa DepEd?
Oo, sir. Kabibigay lang ng supply officer namin. Ito nga't buhay na buhay ang cellphone ko sa tumataginting na 100 gig, good for 3 months. At kung titipirin, aabot pa ng 1 taon.
Tamang-tama. Mag-download ka na rin ng DepEd mobile app.
DepEd mobile app? Ano yun?
Madali lang. Akong bahala sa'yo.
Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Today, we are officially closing the second Virtual In-Service Training or VINSET after 5 days of learning and enhancing your skills in preparation for the opening of the new school year on September 13 next week. The first day of the virtual INSET coincided with the celebration of the National Heroes Day of the Philippines. Or maybe I can say, this day was indeed providential. Ito ay naging isang selebrasyon ng mga bayani sa larangan ng edukasyon. Kayo, ating mga guro, ang mga totoong bayani sa kasalukuyan. Nais kong ipahiwatig ang pasasalamat sa mga tao sa likod ng VINSET at sa inyong lahat na lumahok. Salamat sa inyong patuloy at walang pagod na pagbibigay serbisyo. As the world becomes integrated and increasingly interconnected, so do the hazards we face. Our country, together with other countries, is still affected by COVID-19 pandemic. Regardless of who we are, our nationality, level of education, gender, or economic capacity, we are all affected by this pandemic, and education is no exemption. Kaya naman tayo sa kagawaran ay patuloy ang paghatid ng mga alternatibong pamamaraan para sa edukasyon ng
Sir DJ, you look good today, ah. Bagay sa iyo yung bagong uniform ng DepEd.
Naks naman. Thank you, Ma'am Pawi. Actually, bagay din sa akin yung 3 pang design. Ano palang kailangan mo, ma'am?
Eto nga, sir. Pwede ba akong makikonnect sa internet mo? Kasi sir, may meeting ako mamaya kaso naubusan ako ng data. Tapos, unable to register ako sa mga internet promos until now.
Ganun ba, ma'am? Yung SIM card and connectivity load na bigay ng DepEd, nagamit mo na?
Nakuha ko na from school property custodian, kaso lang, hindi ko pa nagagamit.
Bakit di mo pa gamitin? Ito nga ang gamit ko ngayon, ma'am, dahil may 4 gig freebie from Smart. Hanggang sa dumating ang monthly regular load natin, kaya sinusulit ko na.
4 gig pala? Hindi ko pa kasi nabasa yung memo, sir eh.
Naku, ma'am, kailan mo pa ba yan nakuha? Kung noong July pa, until August 3 na lang ang 4 gig freebie niyan dahil mag-start na ang regular load on August 3. Habang ang mga nakatanggap naman ng SIM ng August, magagamit nila ang 4 gig freebie ng Smart until August 25 dahil August 25 naman ang start ng regular load namin.
Buti at nasabi mo yan, sir. Sayang naman kasi kung hindi ko magagamit, lalo na sa panahon ngayon, importante ang internet. Mabuti na nga lang din at binigyan tayo ng DepEd ng SIM at connectivity load para magamit natin sa pagtuturo at sa pag-attend ng seminars.
Sinabi mo pa, ma'am. Tsaka sulit na din yung SIM, ha? Kahit 3 months lang ang connectivity load, ayos na ayos ang 1 gig.
Browsing and learning to use the internet is one of the easiest and funnest things to do today. A click here, another click there, and we can be anywhere. You can meet people from around the world. Hi! Read amazing stories and histories of the past. Ooh. And even have a glance of what may be seen in the future. But remember, using the internet without proper guidance and enough knowledge can also be one of the scariest we can ever imagine. Ooh. Imagine going on an online trip, seeing the beauty of the place, when suddenly, potential scams pop up and block your way. Scams? These are dishonest tricks used to deceive people. And we don't want that to happen to any of us. So, be your own hero online. Be internet alert. If it's too good to be true, then it's most likely fake. Fair exchanges shouldn't ask for your personal information. Always think twice or ask for the assistance of your parents and guardians before accessing a new site. Be on guard for possible phishing. that will ask you to log in and give your important personal details. Whew! That was close. Good thing I am internet alert. Remember, any effort to steal your information may be a form of scam. So always trust your intuition and distinguish what's real and what's fake online. This has been your online hero, Ma'am Jennifer, reminding you to beware by being aware, keep your learning safe, and don't fall for fake.
Wow, it is truly amazing to know that the Department of Education always comes up with ways to make teaching and learning much easier both for teachers and students. Napanood mo ba yun, sir?
Oo, napanood ko, Ma'am Jen.
Kilala mo ba kung sino yun?
Hindi joke lang. Ma'am Jen, yun, nakita niyo naman. And we would like to apologize for a few technical glitches na nangyari kanina. So, alam niyo naman, syempre, we are live, things happen. Uncontrollable yan, no? And we should always be open. Tandaan niyo ta, we should always be open for changes and have new tricks up our sleeves. Because as it is said, old keys can open brand new doors. And in times like these, when we have to keep our doors closed amidst the outbreak that we are experiencing right now, comes a more functional flurry, the dawn of the information outbreak through the internet.
Yes, remember, the internet has been and will continue to be our playground for learning. We must learn to make the best out of it. Kaya naman, Sir DJ, let's take this opportunity na maggamit ang isa sa mga benefits ng internet. Yun ay ang bumate or mag-shout out sa mga kasama nating guro sa buong Pilipinas.
Yun, excited na sila. Talagang nagko-comment sila dyan ng mga shoutouts na gusto nila. No? So una dyan, I would like to give a shout out to Ma'am Marites Tabor, Sir Angelo Espiritu from Dineros National High School, SDO Malabon. The same goes with Diana Jane Santiago from Dampalit Integrated School. Same, SDO Malabon rin, di ba?
And also, shout out sa lahat ng mga teachers ng SDO Nueva Ecija, headed by their SDS Sir Jessie T. Ferrer and their ASDSS Sir Ronilo E. Hilario and Ma'am Nina Gracia L. Acosta. Shout out also sa mga colleagues and friends and principal Michelle Panganiban of Pulong Maslip, tama ba? National High School in Pampanga. Hello din sa lahat ng mga taga-SDO Pampanga from teacher broadcaster Ma'am Dean Escota.
Yan, sasabay ko na rin Ma'am Jen, si Donna Bueno ng Daan Sarili Integrated School, SDO Cabanatuan City. Happy birthday daw from Sir Neil Arvin Bautista. Yan, si Sir Neil talaga.
See, sir, how powerful and fun the internet is. Now to tell us how we can be internet awesome, we will be joined by three of the most awesome speakers of their generation. Well, our dearest teachers, if you are excited to meet these internet savvy speakers, let me introduce them to you. Sir DJ, our first speaker is a product marketing manager at Google Philippines. Whoa! Where she looks after consumer apps like search and YouTube, as well as brand and reputation. She graduated from the Ateneo de Manila University with a bachelor's degree in business management in 2013. She is currently the leading Google's digital responsibility efforts in the Philippines, with the Be Internet Awesome program as its crowning jewel.
Yun. And our next speaker is an EdTech coach, Google Educator Group Philippines Emeritus, Google Certified Trainer and Innovator. He aims to lead schools and educational institutions towards digital transformation through adoption of Google for Education products and other recommended programs to increase awareness and productivity. He uses his experiences in digital learning programs, knowledge in effective traditional teaching practices, and exposure in different educational institutions to empower educators to build engaging connections with their students and achieve maximum learning potential. Earlier this year, he was chosen to be part of YouTube Educators along with other 14 content creators in the Philippines. Through his channel, Look Beyond the Classroom, he aims to inspire and elevate educators' innovative skills, create sustainable programs, and drive to create their own local content for teaching. Last August 2021, he became QSR's pilot project trainer and lead teachers training on Be Internet Awesome pilot project in the Philippines.
Wow! And our third speaker, sir, is a head teacher 3 at Makati Science High School and the Department Head of Technology and Livelihood Education Information and Communications Technology. She is currently detailed at DepEd Central Office as an EdTech Specialist of the Information and Communications Technology Service, Educational Technology Unit. Her expertise in information and communications technology is maximized when she became part of the open educational resources, DepEd Commons, DepEd Learning Management System, DepEd TV, and DepEd Online, the DepEd ETULAY, which is a free online tutorial. Again, ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome our three speakers for this morning, Ms. Genevieve Puyat, Mr. Adrian Cruz, and Ms. Rowena A. Reyes.
Thank you so much for that warm introduction, and an awesome morning to everyone in the room. Good morning. Okay, I think before we start the segment on Be Internet Awesome, I'd like to ask for the help of our kind administrator to show a short introduction video into what Be Internet Awesome is.
Okay.
I couldn't imagine what the world would be like without internet today. It'd be nothing but chaos.
I try to prepare him for the real world. I'm not with him 24/7, so I can't protect him all the time, can I?
Kids are inherently curious, and on the internet there's so much knowledge and information that I need to make sure that as an educator that I'm teaching them the skills that they need to start to look out for themselves. The Be Internet Awesome program is designed to teach students in a fun way how to be safe online.
You're on a web page and you see a button that says click here and you could win $1 million. What do you think would happen? Yeah, Matthew.
Get scammed.
Maybe you'd get scammed. Ethan.
Whatever you're on could get a virus.
What do you do if someone you don't know tries to follow you?
I block them because I have a private account.
Excellent.
We are about to journey into a place that's called Interland to learn how to be internet awesome.
Yes. 100 points!
Good job, Zaire. All right. You got it.
What they do online now is something that's going to follow them for the rest of their lives. The lessons we're doing and the activities that we're doing in the classroom are making an impact. They are developing the skills that they need in order to be able to keep themselves safe online.
Looks like it'd be real.
It's fake, because look how internet is spelled.
Then I would have got fish with me.
Nowadays, the internet is the way people see you. Anybody can post anything on the internet, and sometimes those things that they post are not okay. Be respectful to others. If somebody gets hurt, try to help them. If you come across something that's either inappropriate or like bullying or just anything that makes you feel uncomfortable, you should tell somebody. Be internet awesome.
Ayan. Thank you so much. So to begin, I just want to recognize all of the teachers everywhere for being able to pull off the amazing pivot to distance learning in such a short span of time. I know that as a consequence of that, you are all spending more time online as well as students, right? And as we shift into heavier online or digital usage, we do want to come in with a program like Be Internet Awesome, which is essentially a full program designed to teach kids aged 8 to 12 years old about online safety and digital citizenship. I just want to also caveat that even though the program is designed for 8 to 12-year-olds, even I myself, having gone through sort of the materials, have learned a thing or two, and we've received similar feedback from the teachers who have joined us during our pilot session. So I highly encourage everyone to check it out. BIA, for short, comes with a full suite of materials that are ready for use for teachers, for parents, and for students, including things like slides, lesson plans, a family guide, so on and so forth. It is also, sorry, can we ask for help to show the slides from our kind
Okay.
administrator as well? Thank you. Sorry, the next slide, please. Sige, next slide. Thank you. Here we go. Okay. So, Be Internet Awesome is also accredited by the International Society for Technology Education, a global nonprofit organization that serves educators interested in the use of technology, which I assume is everyone on this call because of all of the prefaces that we've had earlier today. And Google has actually deployed Be Internet Awesome in 9 languages, if we go back to the previous slide, where the Philippines will actually be the 10th market to go to launch with this. The Philippines will actually be one of the first markets to attempt a Be Internet Awesome launch that makes the program available at scale. And by this, I do mean making it available nationally for teachers, not just in Metro Manila, but across the Philippines, which is why we're very happy and grateful to work with the Department of Education on both the pilot that has been recently concluded last week with select schools, as well as on launching the training that will soon be available to all teachers on the DepEd LMS starting this September. To share as well, we will be launching the Filipino version of the Be Internet Awesome site this October. So for teachers who prefer to teach the program in the Filipino language, do watch out for that as well. So as I've mentioned, with the increasing time that kids spend online due to the restrictions imposed by the pandemic, coupled with the increasing risks around security, privacy, scams, as you've seen in the previous sort of video execution. Thank you so much, Ms. Jennifer, for that. We do believe that this is the most critical time to get this knowledge out to our young, impressionable learners as they deepen connections online for the foreseeable future. So just to sort of close out the introduction, I just want to delve a little bit more into how we are approaching the scaling of the program. So we do teach BIA in a holistic manner where there are materials primarily for educator use in a virtual classroom. But there are also materials for students and parents to use at home, such as the Family Pledge, which parents can use to reinforce the commitments that students make in the classroom regarding healthy use of the internet and make sure that those practices translate to personal time as well. But of course, having said that, we recognize that teachers are actually the most critical component of the ecosystem in which we wish to land the message on digital safety and online safety. So with that, I just wanted to thank all of the teachers for listening, for considering the program, and wishing everyone the best of luck as we start to roll this out. On that note, I'd like to turn you over to Sir Adrian Cruz, who will be discussing the 5 pillars of Be Internet Awesome.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ms. Via. Now, I'd like to greet everybody. An awesome morning. An awesome morning po sa inyong lahat, mga teachers, at sa lahat po ng nanonood ngayon sa ating segment po. No? So, with the growing amount of internet or our online activity that everyone's engaged in, teaching digital citizenship and online safety is essential. Tama po, essential po is the keyword here in addressing the development of our students' 21st century skills. Actually, kasama pa rin po ito, no, yung teaching digital citizenship and online safety sa 21st century skills na kailangan natin i-reiterate at i-emphasize sa ating mga students. Especially now that we are doing everything remotely, almost everything remotely. So using different platforms to communicate, engage, this is actually the best time, actually about time, to, really emphasize and integrate Be Internet Awesome in our respective subjects. Kahit anong subject pa po ang tinuturo ninyo at kahit anong level po. Because this program is actually, nabanggit kanina ni Miss Via na meron certain age level for this program. Pero sa totoo lang, dahil tayo po ay gumagamit mismo ng internet, tayo din po ay matututo din dito sa programang ito na tama po, lahat po tayo dito, we all navigate into the digital space. So we have to make sure that we know, we know ourselves how to deal everything online. No? Kasi hindi natin mapapromise also that we'll always have, a positive experience. But we have to teach kids also how to manage difficult situations kapag dumating po yun. Now, ang Be Internet Awesome program, meron po siyang 5 pillars, no? So ito po yung 5 pillars na nakikita po sa ating screen. We have Be Internet Smart, Be Internet Alert, Be Internet Strong, Be Internet Kind, and also Be Internet Brave. Now, next slide, please. Now, I'd like to discuss first, just quickly, the different pillars para mas maintindihan natin ang mga pillars, ang laman ng Be Internet Awesome. The first one would be Internet Smart, or what we call Share with Care. So, ang topic po na to, ang first pillar, would all about protecting yourself, your information, and your privacy. So dito talaga papasok yung digital footprint and responsible communication. No, how do we use the internet? No, do we check what we post online? Do we think first, before we make sure to post something? No, ano ba yung mga kino-consider natin na i-post? No, so that's definitely the first pillar, how to be smart when it comes to using the internet. Dahil halos araw-araw ginagamit natin ng internet. So we have to make sure, and we also have to be mindful of our digital footprint, or what we call our online activities. Now, the second pillar, ang pangalawang pillar naman po, next slide please, would be don't fall for fake, or what we call Be Internet Alert. So with this one naman, steering clear of scammers, fakers, info that doesn't help, and other internet stuff that tries to trick your brain, and learning how to find the good stuff. So dito sa pillar na ito would be all about learning phishing, learning scams, and knowing how to find credible sources. So dito sa program na to, or sa segment ng Be Internet Alert, there are vocabulary words for each lesson that we'll know and be introduced in. So we'll all learn. Ano ba yung phishing? May mga mababanggit pa doon na smishing, yung mga iba't ibang terminologies that we have to be aware of, and then later on that we have to teach to our students. Now, the third pillar would be Internet Strong. So, ito naman po ay getting real about privacy and security. So, it's all about securing your secrets. Now, I have a question for everybody here. Do you consider your passwords a strong password? Sa mga ginagamit niyo ngayon sa inyong mga social media accounts and other profiles online, do you think that currently you have a strong password? Now, how can we consider a password a strong password? So, yan po ay mapag-uusapan pa natin in the coming days as we deep dive to the curriculum. So that's Be Internet Strong. Now, the fourth one would be Internet kind. So it's cool to be kind. Now, in this challenging time, no, the least that we can do is to be kind to ourselves and to everybody online. So with this one, it will teach us how to combat negative online behavior, how to deal with that. So learning and practicing the power of online kindness. So yan po ang fourth pillar. Now the fifth pillar would be internet brave, or when in doubt, talk it out. So dito naman po, we will be discussing or learning about defining and encouraging internet brave behavior. So dito, medyo mas mapagdadaanan natin yung how to better discern content online. Kung meron bang mga questionable content na mababasa, na makikita or matatanggap through our emails and other platforms, no, we have to teach our students how to discern things, no. So that's the fifth one. So yun po ang 5 pillars ng Be Internet Awesome na matatagpuan natin sa curriculum na pwedeng-pwede nating i-download. Now, after learning all the 5 pillars, next slide please. You also have an option to introduce this to your students. This is what we call Interland. So this is a game that you can also introduce to your students. So pwede nyo ipalaro ito. So via web browser lang po ito. So we can consider this as a culmination of all the pillars that we've learned. Kumbaga, ginamify na ito, and also learning game siya, kumbaga. So this is Interland that we can use and introduce to our students after teaching the 5 pillars. Now, other than that, we also have different resources that are available to everybody. So you can all access beinternetawesome.withgoogle.com. So ito po yung link, no, ng or website na pwede nyong puntahan if you want to already know yung mga binanggit ko kanina and all the other details, no. So it's beinternetawesome.withgoogle.com. Now, ano bang makikita natin dito sa Be Internet Awesome website? Next slide. Ayan. Again po, just to reiterate, this program is also in alignment with the ISTE, or International Society for Technology and Education. And then the other one also, maliban dito, this is also, you can also download, ayan, yung curriculum. May mga lesson plans available and other activities that you can use for teaching. Kumbaga, itong programang to ginawa talaga for the teachers to be able to equip them, to equip you, to equip us in teaching this to our students. So when you go to the different pages of the website, next slide please. Ayan, yan po yung mga makikita ninyo that you can already use, no? So the first one here is ready to teach Google Slides. Now for each pillar, no, meron tayong lessons. I think there will be maybe lesson, maybe 5 to 8 lessons per pillar. Now for that one, for each lesson, meron siyang slide presentation that you may already use. Now, dahil ginawa siya internationally, no, what we have to do is when we check all the materials, you can localize them, no? Kung magagawin nating akma doon sa ating mga estudyante, because we know our students well. The other one also, we can customize it. Kung gusto nyo bawasan ng onte or dagdagan, depende sa preference ninyo and need ninyo, you can do that. So that's one benefit of accessing the website of Be Internet Awesome. The other one is media literacy packet. I think this is one of the updated material in the Be Internet Awesome program. Dahil nga po, mas malawak na po ang paggamit natin ng internet, no? Dinagdagan nila ng media literacy content ang ang Be Internet Awesome. So you can also check this out. And then it's also downloadable via PDF. Ayan. The other one is printable classroom activity. So, sa totoo lang po, this program was actually created prior to the pandemic. So, kumbaga, you also have an option to download activities. Lalo na po kapag nag-face-to-face na. Hopefully, when we do that, we can also use this or maybe customize this and put that in some of your presentations for your students in the future. Now, the other benefit that we can also get from this website would be, next slide please. Ayan. There are also available Be Internet Awesome lesson posters. So, meron kayong mga options, no, to really make your lessons or Be Internet Awesome lessons more engaging for your students. Other than that, meron pa tayong mga paper craft activity template. Kung nakikita nyo kanina sa mga designs kanina, meron tayong parang mga robot dito. It's called Internaut. So you can download that to also, get the interest of your students more on this one. You also have their Internet Awesome tips, no? So marami tayong materials na pwedeng mapagkunan. There's also Interland for Google Classroom. So if you want your students to be, in one place such as Google Classroom, you can do that. And also Interland for School Chromebook. So ito naman sa mga schools na may Chromebooks, no, may integration ang Interland, yung game na binanggit ko kanina, and also the Chromebooks na devices. I think meron pa po. Next slide. Ayan. And then also, if you are interested, you can also apply, for other certification programs. It's also visible in the Be Internet Awesome website. You also have here Internet Awesome lesson poster Internaut edition. So marami pa kayong mga makikita dito na pwedeng gamitin. And then lastly, you have here Internet Awesome certificate and badges. So you can download this and give this to your students when they finish each pillar, so that there's also a sense of accomplishment for the students as well. So yan po yung mga readily made na mga materials for the teachers, no. It's all up to us already, to use it, no, to implement it with our respective online classes. So ayan po, I hope you can check it out. So it's called Be Internet Awesome. So you can check the website at beinternetawesome.withgoogle.com. Napakaganda po ng programang ito at definitely ma-enjoy ito ng mga students niyo. Actually, kahit kayo po, ma-enjoy kayo at matututo. Ayan po, with that, thank you very much.
So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sir Adrian and Miss Bea for the information. So lahat po tayo mga teachers, this curriculum is intended for us teacher to integrate. So, diba, sometimes it's very hard to get the lesson. Tapos, ang hirap-hirap mag-integrate kung ano yung topic na i-discuss natin for our students. The concept of BIA is para, kasi diba, sometimes tayo, think about it, kapag galit tayo, we want to post it. We want to brag sa ating mga social media. But the thing is, at the end of the day, we need to reflect, is this post is nakatulong ba? So in this BIA program, we wanted to teach our students in proper using in online. Okay? So syempre, diba, ngayong pandemic, ang mga bata ngayon, talagang they are very much engaged with the use of technology. Of course, kasi wala siyang face-to-face. So, dear teacher, I encourage that before we start the class, pwede nating i-integrate to sa ating session or sa ating parent together with the parents na matutunan, like the video na pinakita natin, that
ang bonding ng parents is to teach their kids na talagang maging protected ang ating mga anak sa paggamit ng technology. Kasi, 'di ba, yung phishing, yung share with care, so parang how to be kind using online. So dapat alam natin 'to at namo-monitor natin ang mga bata. So for the teacher, this curriculum is fitted for us to teach. Wala na po kayong gagawin. So ang gagawin nyo lang is to read this curriculum, how to integrate in your class because they have a motivation, they have art crafts, pwedeng mag-play ng game. So yung game na to is not the typical game na talagang pwedeng ma-addict yung bata. This game will teach you how to prevent the kids in phishing, scamming, how to protect their password. So yun yung game nila. So in this Interland game, nakakatawa siya. So that's why the DepEd adopt this curriculum. So nagkaroon siya ng memo. So si Miss Bia, the project marketing manager, yung nakikita nyo sa ating screen na napakagandang si Ma'am Bia. So ito po, with the partnership of Google, the Be Internet Awesome, so in-acknowledge po ito ng ating curriculum. So the BIA curriculum is a holistic curriculum that was built around the foundational lesson module like Share with Care. So imagine nyo, share with care, protecting yourself and your reputation online. So ito, not only for the kids, for the parents, but for us teachers. So we always, eto maganda to. So we always remind ourselves to be, we need to protect ourselves, our reputation using online. So ganun din, we need to teach this in our students. And don't fall for fake. Staying away from phishing and scam. So sometimes, di ba, parang feeling natin, ay, nanalo ako. So look for the site. If the site is reliable, so don't fall for fake. So another thing is secure your secret. So secure your secret in terms of getting the password. Sabi nga ni Sir Adrian kanina, kapag kumukuha tayo ng password, not just the password na 12345. So alam niyo yung combination. So imagine kung meron kayong pera tas ang password niyo 12345. So makukuha yan. So we need to secure. So 'di ba pagka meron tayong mga secure sa cellphone, talagang nakalock yung ating cellphone. So ganun din. When using online or mga social media, we need to secure ourselves, not just ourselves, but we need to protect the security, the password. And also, dear teacher, 'di ba? Sometimes kapag may mga training tayo, nakakalimutan natin yung password and sometimes binibigay na natin sa ating ITO or sa ating mga ICT coordinator. Don't do that. So remember, secure our secret by getting the good password na hindi siya ganun mabilis na makukuha. And also, this one, it's called to be kind. So ngayong pandemic, di ba, some of our teacher na-stress siya because of the internet connection. The internet connection is problema na yan. But how to be kind? So we're going to teach our students to be kind in using online. Dapat positive pa din ang attitude nila. It takes yung tuturuan natin sila na dapat mahaba ang pasensya, gano'n. Dapat it's cool to be kind. Dapat kapag magre-respond sa teacher, sa classmate, dapat din pa rin yung values na natututunan natin. So, ganun po yun. Kaya dapat, di ba, it's cool to be kind. So, when it doubt, talk it out. So, defining the encouragement internet brave, so dapat the behavior of students kapag there's someone na nagchat-chat sa kanila o someone na pumapasok online, so encourage the student na parang may annoying sometimes, talk to the parents and also teach them na mag-open din sa teacher. So kasi etong Be Internet Awesome, ang goal natin is to protect our student using online. So we never know, diba? So to protect them, dapat po ay ituro natin ito sa kanya. Okay? So yan. So each lesson module outlining, meron na siyang lesson overview. So di ba, dear teacher, yan yung ginagawa natin. So everything, everything nandiyan na. All you have to do is read. Tapos meron na din siyang team focus on the discussion, the subject matter. We have the goal for students. Meron na din siyang competencies that learner will possess, safer taking the module. So after taking the module, may mga assessment na din. Then standard address contain International Society for Technology Education. So hindi lang siya basta-basta na ipapasok. So kinilala siya. This Be Internet Awesome is standard siya. Internationally, ginagamit siya ng buong bansa. Okay? So, di ba, medyo angat tayo. So, kaya kailangan integrate na natin. And the vocabulary is contained the definition and short discussion of the technical terms that learner will encounter as they participate in each lesson. So everything is there. So and this was approved by our curriculum. So dahil na-approve na siya, the curriculum inclusion in the grade 1 to 6, age 7 to 12. So, diba, kahit nasa senior high na, pwede pa din. And even me as a teacher, as a parent, lagi ko itong sasabihin sa anak ko. And also sa teacher, every time na nag-i-start ng klase, kailangan natin to remind that the students, not just in good and searching for the lesson, but still maging Be Internet Awesome sila with the use of this curriculum. And also, another inclusion is edukasyon sa pagpapakatao. It's school to be kind, diba? So we go, pwede talaga siyang i-integrate sa ESP. So soon, mangyayari na yan, okay? Then, edukasyon sa pantahanan or pangkabuhayan or the EPP for the elementary and TLE, Technology and Livelihood Education for the junior high school. So, pwede din yan kasi meron silang ICT subject. So, before kayong magturo ng lesson ninyo for the opening of classes, why not integrate this lesson na para ma-remind ng students natin how to protect themselves online. And also, pwede din, another inclusion is Araling Panlipunan and also in the English class. So ayan, dear teacher. So ano pang iniintay natin? So grab this opportunity. Promise, hindi kayo mahihirapan. All you have to do, read and study how to apply. Hindi na kayo mag-iisip. Hindi na kayo gagawa ng mga learning objective, ng lesson because everything is there. Especially to the elementary, meron siyang art crafts, diba? Yung mga robot na pinapakita doon. And also, you can include the Interland game for the grade 1 to 4. Pwede yan. Okay? So, teacher preparation, yung sinasabi ko nga kanina, the teacher, you need to take online via pre-test. Huwag kayong matakot, dear teacher. Ay, test na naman. No. Etong online via pre-test is for you teacher to prepare. Ihanda lang natin sarili natin ano yung may encounter natin dito. And this is very easy lang talaga siya. Okay? Another thing is study online via learning materials. I know yung teacher, hindi sila haharap sa kanilang klase kung hindi nila naaral o binasa ito. Kasi alam ko naman, diba, ang teacher napakagaling yan when it comes in strategy. Kasi is there na. But if you're going to integrate this via materials on your lesson, super talaga. So talagang may engage kayo. And even you may engage kayo dun sa game na Interland. So review via pilot material. So dear teacher, wag sasabak. Sa i-review nyo. Alin ba dun sa 5 pillars na yon ang kailangan nyong i-integrate sa ating lesson? Okay? Hindi naman kailangan lahat. Let's say, kung ang topic ninyo is school to be kind in values education, o sa edukasyon pagpapakatao, or sa homeroom, you can integrate that. Kasi hindi na kayo mahihirapang maghanap ng mga materials because nandiyan na. All you have to do is to review the materials. And also after that, I suggest teacher to take the online post-test. Bakit namin sinasabi to for the teacher preparation? Of course, teacher, dapat paghaharap tayo, alam natin yung mga instruction, the materials, kung paano siya magra-run. Sa'yo, nasubok mo, ganun din sa ating mga students. So, di ba, kaya dapat si teacher maging Be Internet Awesome din. Okay? So, sa students naman, okay? So, dear teacher, sa lahat po ng nanunood ngayon online. So, when it comes in students preparation, dapat po assist students in securing their Gmail learner account. So as you know, meron na po learners account ang ating mga students ngayon. So 'di ba? Meron tayong LIS, tapos at the LIS number, yung learners account number, uh, at deped.gov.ph. So, meron na yung account ang ating mga bata. Okay? So, wag po tayong gagamit ng ating mga personal Gmail. Use the learner's account, which is at deped.gov.ph. Then have them take the online BIA pretest in the LMS. So lalabas na po ang BIA lesson sa ating LMS. So gagawin namin ay by region, i-upload namin ang B-Internet OSAM. Then after this session, dear teacher, i-encourage natin ang bata after ng VINSET na kasi medyo naglalag pa yung ating LMS. After ng ating BIA, encourage your students na mag-login sa ating LMS para din matake nila yung assessment. So kung ano yung teacher preparation, ganun din natin ihahanda yung students preparation. Kaya nasa inyo po yan, dear teacher, na encourage natin ang ating mga students na pumasok dun sa ating learning management system to take the BIA pretest. Okay, so syempre, ang susundin niyan based on the teacher instruction. Then include BIA learning session in the class. Diba? Sabi nga natin kanina, so all you have to do is review the materials, kung ano yung topic na pwede mong integrate, then integrate in the session of your class, either your homeroom, edukasyon sa pagpapakatao, or palipunan. So have them take the online BIA post-test in LMS. So dear teacher, encourage your students to take the pre-test and the post-test para ma-assess natin ang knowledge ng bata in protecting themselves in online para at the end of this pre-test and post-test, magiging B-Internet awesome na sila. Okay? Kasi diba, naniniwala ako na kapag okay ang instruction ni teacher at naibigay niya ng lesson niya na maayos, na-integrate sa kanyang mga klase, may engage ang ating mga students. So remember teacher, tayo pa din at the end of the day, ang susundin ng ating mga students. Okay? So, ayan, if you have any questions, pwede kayong mag-email sa amin o kung pwede kayong magsabi kung anong needs ninyo, basta everything binigay na namin kung paano kayo pupunta dun sa ating B-Internet OSAM. Online po yan. You can download the materials anytime, anywhere, as long as they have internet connection. Everything is there. All you have to do, remember, read the instruction, review the materials, and integrate it in your class. Promise, hindi kayo mahihirapan. And even you teacher, may encourage kayo to read and apply that in your class. Be internet awesome, always. Ayan. Okay, so ayan, Miss Bia and Sir Adrian, at least it's cool to be kind, right?
Thank you so much, Hussein. Thank you for giving us the time to share the contents of the Internet Awesome with all the teachers all over the country. We hope that everyone finds this program useful and is able to apply it not just in class, but as you've mentioned, in your daily lives as well. So
yes.
We look forward to any feedback, questions, and support that you might need. Feel free to reach us, and we're happy to reach out as well.
And also, Sir Adrian, for the Be Internet Awesome pilot program lead.
Yeah,
So,
thank you po. Actually, just sa, kumbaga, pabaon ko po, tingnan nyo po yung material, napakaganda po, no? So, ang goal natin dito is to teach our students to be discerning, confident, and to maintain positive engagements with the various digital technologies na ginagamit nila. So, ayan po.
Ayan. So, thank you so much. So, nakita nyo naman, tatlo kami na nag-encourage sa inyo. Dear teacher, be Internet Awesome. Grab the opportunity and apply it in your class. See you!
Wow! What a talk! It's always a breath of fresh air to hear something from these three speakers, right, Sir DJ? Thank you so much again, Ma'am Via of Google Philippines, Sir Adrian, our Google Certified Trainer, and Ma'am Rowena of EdTech Unit. Grabe, di ba, Sir DJ? Ang galing lang kasi pwede pala tayong maging awesome talaga habang gumagamit ng internet. Mapapa-oh so awesome ka na lang talaga. And I remember the line from one of the videos kanina, beware by being aware, keep your learning safe, and don't fall for fake. Which is a great reminder for all of us to be vigilant even in using the internet. Tama ba?
Tama, ma'am. Kaya dapat tayong mga responsible netizens, dapat patuloy natin ingatan ang paggamit natin ng internet.
Alright, so this time, if you want to know and practice how to be internet kind, let's all watch this.
Share. Hello there! Almost all of us are citizens of the online world, and the internet is the system that runs this world. The internet is so powerful. Indeed, anything can go viral in a blink of an eye. Whatever we say, post, or share, whether positive or negative, can immediately spread all over the online world before we even know it. But it is us who run the system. So we also are the ones who are fully in control of it. It's like Hi dear, what is it today? Planning to update status? I just want to remind you.
Use the power of the internet to spread positivity. You can also stop the spread of harmful and untrue messages actually. By not passing them on to others, well, that's easy. And respect each other's differences, that's RESPECT.
Respect? Well. What do we have here? Thinking of something to post? Ooh, remember that one who called you loser, fat, and ugly? You can't let him get away with it. Go ahead and bring him on social media. Dear, ask yourself first, what will be the consequences? Will it result to something good? Nuh-uh, I don't think so. However, if you get mean and bullying comments, unfollow or block them, and also those with inappropriate behaviors. Make an effort to provide support to those being bullied to lift their morale and confidence. And kids, don't ever hesitate to speak up against and report online bullying. Now, to whom will we listen to? Aha! I think I know what to post. Treat others as you would like to be treated. Hashtag be internet kind. Hashtag it's cool to be kind. Share. How would you like to be treated? Simple as the golden rule says, treat others as you would like to be treated. Respect and expect to be respected. After all, what we give is what we get. So let's choose to be kind. Be internet kind. It's cool to be kind.
Yan, kita nyo naman, napakaganda ng video na pinanood natin ngayon. So, ini-invite ko ang lahat to be internet kind. Right?
Yes. And internet awesome din, sir.
And internet awesome din, syempre. And of course, we will use the power of the internet to always spread positivity. Tama ba, Jen?
Tama ka dyan.
Yeah.
Alam mo dun sa amin, sa totoo lang, kahuhusay ng mga taga-Batangas gumamit ng internet. Oo. At di mo ba alam yung term na yun? Pag sinabi namin kahuhusay, di kagigiting, pagkakagagaling. Kayo kasi, paano sabihin sa inyo na dapat maging mabait ka sa paggamit ng internet?
Sabi sa Caloocan, gano'n lang rin. Sabihin mo na mabait ka. using the internet, syempre. Pero mami, tatanong mo lang, curious ako kayo naman pag gusto mo itanong sa'yo.
Sige.
Paano mo ba sabihin sa Batangas na ang ganda mong lalaki?
Ang ganda.
Or ang pogi mo, gano'n? Ano ba yun?
Madami kasing pwede, pero sa amin, ganito talaga.
Ayan.
Ay, hanggang pagkakapugi mo.
Ay!
Kailangan medyo parang may kesa dulo. Ay, hanggang pagkakapugi mo. Ganon, tama.
Thank you, Ma'am Jen. Ayoko nang ulitin, pero sabi mo ng pogi ako, enough na yun. Alright, and this time, to enlighten us with yet another exciting and a surefire interesting program for us noble educators, I will present to you our next speaker. She started teaching as a college instructor in 1999 at the University of the Philippines, Diliman. After a 2-year stint in publishing, she found herself back in education in 2001, but this time to teach high school. Currently, she is a school administration and has handled students from kindergarten to senior high school. Grabe yung range, no? She is an Apple teacher, a Google certified educator, level 1 and level 2, and the Google for Education certified trainer as well. She is also part of the Google for Education Google Classroom video series, a series that aims to help teachers around the world leverage Google Classroom to deliver distance and hybrid learning. As part of her personal advocacy, Maan volunteers to train and organize professional development sessions for teachers in the Philippines and in the Asia-Pacific region through her Google Educator groups. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Maria Andrea Santos de Guzman, grade school principal of Reedley International School.
Hello, thank you. I hope you can hear me clearly. Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Sir DJ. Sobrang kompleto naman po nung name ko. So I want to say good morning to everyone that's listening to us or watching us either in YouTube or in Facebook. And I'm trying to monitor the broadcast now so I can tie up together at the very least what it is that we're talking about. So let's begin. So for me in this particular session or this particular segment of your INSET, I want to talk about GEGs and you. What are GEGs and what is it that what can these communities help you with? I am a GEG Ortigas leader. So I originally come from GEG Ortigas, but now I'm also serving as the Learn Captain of GEG Philippines. And really our hope is to be able to provide as many free professional development webinars to teachers in the country. I'll talk about later on what I do for the Asia Pacific. So as I said earlier, so my goal for this particular morning, for the 30 minutes that have been allotted to me, is to introduce Google Educator groups to you. So that's what we call GEGs. And then what can it do to help you in your professional development? I think the best way for me to be able to do that is to ask you actually. So I was just looking at the chat box now, especially on YouTube, and everyone's just saying good morning and telling me where it is that they are. And it never fails to amaze me how wide the platform can go, because there are some places that you've mentioned that I have not even been to or are not aware that there are places like that in those provinces. And I've lived in the Philippines all my life. I've traveled some, and I'm ashamed a little to know that, there are some places that I haven't been to. So let's use the chat box for something more interactive. I'd like to ask you, give me an emoji that best represents how you felt when you learned that you will be doing distance learning. So I'll give you a few moments to do that. Like, what emoji would you be? Like at the beginning of it, how did you feel? Right? So a lot of you might be in a panic. Some of you might have been a little sad. A lot of us were a little, we were stressed out actually by the idea that we would have to translate everything that we were doing face to face to an online platform. Right? I can see that a lot of them are like, ano ba to? Right? So you were wondering, there was some panic, a lot of hello, and then there are hearts and everything. Some of you are actually crying. So thank you there's a mind blown emoji right there. Thank you so much for sending me all these emojis and how you felt with that particular transition. And that's really true. A lot of us were in a panic. We didn't know what to do. And for a lot of us who have been in education for a long time, EdTech was really never in our plate. Like, because we're so used to, let's say, going into the classroom and just delivering lessons face to face. And so it was really a new normal for us. And to think that we've already been here in 1 or 2 years, but we've pulled through. So the same was for me, no? The same was for me. Because I'm a school administrator, I was also worried for my teachers. What is it that my teachers can do? And you know what saved to a degree is for me reaching out to other teachers. And that was made possible really by being part of Google Educator Groups. Google Educator Groups are actually, local educators that actually help one another. It's such an empowering group, and we support one another in the use of technology in impactful ways for our students. There are many GEGs already. It might be new to some of you, but the truth of the matter is GEGs have been around since 2014. And the first GEG was actually in the Philippines, GEG Baguio. So hello to Charis Go of GEG Baguio right there. So GEGs are also global. There are organizations around the world. Okay, there are Google Educator Groups around the world. And in fact, my first introduction to GEG was through Global GEG. Because at the time of the start of the pandemic, they were the first to offer resources on how to navigate distance learning. So I had that question in mind for me. How do I navigate distance learning? And more importantly, as a school administrator, how do I help my teachers? And it was Global GEG and the other GEGs that I discovered along the way through this pandemic that helped me answer that question. So locally, it was actually Gary Garcia, the GEG mentor, innovator, and trainer that actually helped me through this particular journey as well. But GEGs are that. If you want to learn more about GEGs, this is the website for the communities. I'll put the link in the chat box in YouTube. Let's see if I can do that. So there. So it's there right now. So you can take a look at it. But what I would encourage you to do is to take a look at the map at the bottom of that particular screen and tell me and look for your GEG next to you or very close to you. Because really, working with the Google Educator Groups have a lot of benefits. So I think for the rest of the talk, that's what I'm going to tell you. How has being part of a GEG benefited me personally as an educator? So there. So one of the things that I believe in very close to my principle is that I never allow anyone else to dictate my professional development. And when I say that professional development, that means I take charge of my own learning and how it is or what it is that I need to learn. So GEGs actually help me to be able to find the right professional development for me and really is a wonderful source of information on where it is that I can find the answers to my questions. One of the first things that I did being part of a GEG was that I found a community that actually introduced me to the idea of certifications. So certifications, we have our macro certifications. As teachers, we are all lifelong learners as well. And so by macro certifications, that's the term that I use, for example, for your master's degree. Maybe even have a doctorate, maybe even have more than one master's degree. And that's the usual course that most educators take. We work for a master's degree because we need it for, let's say, for a career path. But micro certifications, which is what I call actually a lot of the badges for Google, is what updates you to what is current, right? If you work for your GCE level 1, GCE level 2, and for me, for example, I decided to take the Google Certified Trainer Program too, that means that I am updated with what is latest in education and education technology. So it allows me to update myself in that light. The traditional school has difficulty updating itself. Because obviously in traditional school, a lot of the information we have are from books, let's say, or from textbooks that are published, or at most journals that are published. And those take time to study and publish. So to a degree, most of the journals that you would have read about the latest in your field would have been at least maybe 6 months or 3 months, or maybe at most 5 years old, if you want to be very current. But micro certifications like Google GCE level 1 or level 2 give you tools and give you a community that actually tells you what is the latest that's happening in terms of educational technology. It's really, for me, the best way to have updated myself for the pandemic because it also allowed me preview to a community that answers my questions. In my trainer community, for example, it's not uncommon for someone to post a question and you will get answers from all over the world. So it's really an empowering and a really sharing community. So for example, if I want to know how do you use Google Documents, let's say for student advocacy, for student advocacy, and there will be several active, even lesson plans that they will share with you because of the ability to collaborate. So one of the things that being certified in Google allowed me to do is to change my mindset on collaboration. It was so easy. It also did not limit me to anyone in the Philippines. I can reach out to anyone around the world because I'm part of that community. It's changed also the way I look at technology and the way that it is used by my teachers and in the classes that I teach. So I no longer look at technology. When I look at technology, I don't look at it as if it's going to be cool in my class. I look at it in terms of how it will help me achieve the learning objective for the lesson. And so it changed my mind in that way. And GEGs introduced me to that world. So being part of that tribe, of that community, allows you into that conversation. At the beginning, of course, I was just a passive listener. I was listening to all the things that they were talking about in the chat groups or maybe in the meetings. And eventually, when you had more to share, I started asking questions. And then I started giving answers also. And so it was really that exchange, that dynamic, that really empowers me to be part of GEGs more than anything else. Okay. The second, I think, that thing that you would get from GEGs is that it increases your personal learning network. And by personal learning network, I'm telling you the increase was exponential. I joined GEGs formally only November last year, would you believe? Only November last year. But it increased my professional learning network to global. I have teacher friends now on the other side of the world answering questions or exchanging ideas with me on how to use the tools in my classes or in school or how even in administration questions. I have principal friends now from across the globe answering questions on how best to, let's say when we go back to face, what are you doing? So I'm learning from them in so many ways. And that was made possible by GEGs. It actually permitted me to be more globally competent because it allowed me to interact with all the cultures in the group. In this particular picture I'm showing you is the launch of GEG Kolkata in India. And Sudipta, the head of GEG leader in that particular place, invited me to talk about certifications too. And you can see that it's a myriad of people. Two of the people there are actually from their version of Department of Education. And they were there to help launch the GEG in that particular region. Then there were so many things that I really learned. So that's the second. It really increased my professional learning network. The third is it developed a global mindset in me. The series of pictures that you will see in the slides are actually some of the activities that I have done at the time that I joined GEG. GEGs. You know what GEGs have done for me to remove my ignorance. I really became just more globally competent, navigating the different cultures and showing the world what Filipinos can actually offer. There are many nuances, for example, that I learned. For example, in India, you say Sangita ma'am and not ma'am Sangita. Okay? That we have common words in Bahasa. I learned that from Mima. Okay? And that my name in Nepalese, which I learned from Sagun, actually means from the deepest regions of my heart. So he always smiles when he says my name because that's what's in his mind. And so just those nuances actually allowing me to learn all of that from different educators is just wonderful. So, what started out for me as a journey or a question on how to help myself become a better teacher or better educator during the pandemic actually became a journey for me of helping others. I've been active in GEGs, as I said, since November last year, but that year was an amazing year of learning and joy. The reason why I keep becoming active is because it energizes me to see how many teachers we can help not just in the Philippines, but across the world. It also became a platform for a lot of the teachers here in the Philippines to an international audience. I can name a few. Michelle Calanov, for example, presented in a GEG APAC. That's the GEG Asia Pacific region because we do weekend conferences twice a year. Jovelyn Flores, for example, presented also at the English cohort. So that means her audience was even more international. So this platform actually opened a lot of venues for Filipino educators. And it energizes me to a degree that I'm able to leverage those platforms for them. Even if I'm behind the scenes or I'm just doing organizing work, it allows me to learn from them. That's one, because I listen in to their thoughts. But at the same time, I'm amazed that a lot of people can now use this platform, YouTube, FB Live, to actually share their learning. And that's really the spirit of what GEGs can do. Okay. So when I think that as teachers, we're often just lost in the routine of doing things and we forget the reason why we became teachers. And for the first place, a lot of us became teachers because we enjoy learning. And GEGs will offer a place for you wherein learning is constant. It's in GEGs, for example, that is covered a lot of the smaller add-ons that I can use in the classroom. For example, for Google Docs, did you know that you can actually now comment by audio? You can actually use Mote, which is an add-on in the Google Workspace for Education. And by using Mote, you can record yourself talking to your student about a particular part of the work that you want to improve. That has so many possibilities. And I discovered that not by studying or just sitting at my desk or going to other classes. I discovered that because in GEGs, we have what we call demo slams. And people talk about, I discovered this week. This is what it can do. And it opens so many other possibilities for you. So I really think that joining GEGs is a plus for you. Now, there are many local GEGs, and I encourage you to reach out to the local GEG in your area. So and try to be active. Involve yourself in the process and enjoy the learning that you will get from all of that. One of the things that we always encourage our GEG members to do is to not be afraid to ask and not be afraid to share. Because sometimes, we're shy when we have questions kasi we may think, nako, baka I might look dumb. But the truth is, if you don't ask that question, you will never find the answer. But I also encourage that once you find the answer, you share the answer to everyone. And that just builds on the spirit of collaboration and the spirit of being able to to increase learning, which is what we are as educators at heart. Okay. So I encourage everyone to take charge of their professional development. And a lot of the things that you will need in order to navigate this pandemic and even further as you go into the Google Workspace for Education is really joining your local GEGs. So I really encourage you to do that. One of the best ways I think to introduce GEGs to you is to invite you to this event that we are organizing. So GEG Philippines, so that's everyone else across the country, is organizing what we call Balik Eskwela 2021. And what we have done is we've looked at the Google Workspace for Education tools and really help you guys plan, do your lessons, and check your assessments just using the Google for Education tools. So we will be streaming that in the GEG Philippines YouTube channel on September 7th. That's next week on a Tuesday. And we will start at 8 o'clock. So we hope that you can join us there. Similarly, we will be able to be giving you also certificates of participation when you join us, and we might be raffling off some prizes. But I hope that you come and join us for the learning and not just for the prizes itself. Because in itself, the learning that you will get on how to use the tools in your classroom will be just wonderful. And I'm saying this also as a school administrator. I'm saying this because I have seen how empowering the tools can be for my teachers. Getting them certified, for example, was a step on giving them that boost of energy of knowing that they know the platform enough for them to be able to use it in learning. Enough that, all my teachers are GCE level 1 and about 30 or 40% of them are GCE level 2. So I really want them to be able to go through that journey. Because me, for example, because I'm part of a trainer community, I get to learn about the tools and the add-ons ahead of everyone else. So it allows me to prepare and look at the potential of what that can do in the classroom. And that's something that's really just wonderful, right? It's ahead of everyone and not just something that you will discover in passing. So being part of those communities gives you access to those kinds of works, right? So I hope that that gives you a good pictures of what GEGs can be. I know that everyone else in DepEd is being encouraged to join their local GEGs. Trust me when I tell you, it's such an energizing group. One of my favorite times of the month is when I actually work with GEG APAC and we plan for our webinars for our weekends, which is in July. That's usually July, one weekend in July and one weekend in December, wherein we feature everyone else who would want to, who have, and how they've used the tools. And it's been a wonderful experience, a learning experience, and a wonderful experience of sharing, collaborating, and empowering teachers around. All right. So that's it for my talk for GEGs. I hope that you do take advantage of it. There's no loss in joining GEGs. You will only gain it. You know, I've always believed in the power of education in nation building. Ang laki po ng role ng mga guro para sa ating nation building. Kasi doon natututo yung mga bata ng values, di ba? So it's really important. And that really echoes to a lot of our personal experiences. Kunwari, personally, my father is an auto mechanic. He doesn't even understand what a master's degree is. Pero because he worked hard to giving us that education, we've improved our life, the quality of our life so significantly that I say that my father was an auto mechanic because we forced him to retire. He's no longer working. So it's really important to me to empower educators as well, because that's me thanking all the teachers who have helped me also in my journey to being here. So I hope that also encourage you to be part of GEGs, and that we continue to learn and help one another and collaborate with each other. Have a good one, everyone. Good morning. If you have questions, maybe you can write it in the chat box. I'll still love to answer questions if you have anything to ask.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for that wonderful talk. This just goes to show, sir, how innovative we can be to earn our professional growth and development. Well, that is something naman na very common na sa atin as teachers. We never stop learning and growing even when change happens. Tama, sir?
Tama, ma'am.
Walang makakapigil sa pagkatuto, sa pagtuturo, at sa paglago dahil sabi nga ng mga estudyante ko, tayo rin ay sakala.
Sakala nga naman. Alright, so sa mga nakakatuwang line na sinabi ni Ma'am doon is yung to never be afraid to ask questions, and after you got the answer is to not be afraid to share them with people. Napaka-valuable nun, ma'am. And speaking of sakalam na sinasabi ni Ma'am Jen, batiin natin ang mga sakalam nating viewers sa buong Pilipinas. A big shout out to SDO Mandaluyong CID Chief, Dr. Aline G. Mendoza, and SGOD Chief Ma'am Emma G. Arubio. And from SDO Mandaluyong, SDS Dr. Romela M. Cruz, and Amado T. Reyes, Elementary School Teacher in Charge, Viva Caraguan.
Yes. Shoutout din po sa sakalam na ICT Coordinator ng Calaca District Division of Batangas, especially po kay Ma'am Maria Nina Macalalan. Batiin na rin natin ang mga teachers ng Batabungkay National High School, especially sa kanilang principal na si Ma'am Jovelie Bancoro. Isama na rin natin ang SDO Parañaque, the 4th State Elementary School. Shout out sa kanilang principal na si Ma'am Apolonia F. Soriano.
Ayun, siyempre, nasabay ko na rin ang aming SDS sa SDO Caloocan, SDS na Net Losaria, CIDC Jocelyn Alinyap, and Ma'am Ivy Perez. And yan, ano ma'am, naalala mo si Direk Ron? Yung idol natin.
Idol natin yan, sa mga DepEd Surrogate.
Speaking of Direk Ron, may mga pinapashoutout si Direk Ron. Sabi niya, happy birthday Ma'am Shailene Mallorca ng Schools Division of Mambura Occidental, Mindoro.
Binabati ko rin po ang aking mga kababayan at mga dati kong teachers sa Padre Vicente Garcia National High School at sa Padre Garcia Central School. Mga ma'am, sir, nandito na po ang dating batang makulit.
Yan.
Di ba? Ngayon makulit pa rin. Tawa ka dyan, sir.
Ayun rin, si Ruby Jill Repol, Concepcion Technical Vocational School, SDO Malabon. Shoutout sa iyo, ma'am. And gayon din ang Luciente 2nd Elementary School Faculty headed by Sir Marvin Sicat.
Hi din po sa ating mga teachers from San Gabriel Elementary School, Quezon City, District 5, from Ma'am Lizelle Plazuelo Nipiales, and pa-shoutout din sa lahat ng teachers ng Belison National School, Belison Antique, from Ma'am Janet Bardulas. I-shoutout na rin natin ang mga teachers ng E. Rodriguez Senior Elementary School, Laban Lang, from Teacher Avi.
Yan. Kasabay ko na rin sa pag-shoutout, Ma'am Jen, ang ating mga barkada sa DepEd TV. Si Ginoong Hamil Carvajal ng SDO Manila, si Ginoong Maestro Marvin Olazo ng SDO Makati at si AC Maaghop ng SDO Quezon City.
Speaking of Sir AC, birthday ngayon ni Ma'am Karen. Happy birthday nga pala sa ating kaibigang teacher broadcaster na si Ma'am Karen.
Happy birthday, Ma'am Karen.
Happy birthday po.
Yun po. So siguro yun na muna, no, Ma'am Jen? Tuloy na lang natin namin.
Alam natin na napakaraming shoutouts kasi buong Pilipinas ang nanonood. At kanina meron na tayong almost 80,000 viewers from all over the country. At sabi natin, iba, kaya ba natin gawa ng paraan mga teachers na paabutin ng 200 to 300,000 views hanggang maghapon? Sa tingin mo, kaya ba natin yun?
Kaya yan, Ma'am Jen.
Kaya yan. Yes. Dahil sabi nga ng mga estudyante ko, tayo ay sakalam.
Yan, sakalam ang mga teachers ng buong Pilipinas, syempre. Now, one of the biggest questions that boggle our minds during these challenging times, ito lagi natin naiisip, Ma'am Jen, how do I keep my sanity when everything seems to be going out of hand? At hindi na natin makontrol ang mga bagay-bagay. A question that sounds so easy to answer, but very difficult to resolve.
Exactly. How can we educators, as figures that our students often look up to, be strong enough to shake it all off? Patingin nga ng pag-shake it all off mo, Sir Stan. Smile in front of our webcams and be a model of resiliency. Ooh, big word, resiliency.
Well, that sounds like a challenging task, Ma'am Jen. But set your worries aside, dear teachers, because this part of our program, we will have our eyes open on how we should take care of our mental health amidst the pandemic. We have with us, Ma'am Jen.
Yes, we have with us one of the most handsome teacher broadcasters that I know. Nako, alam mo ba, meron siyang fans club, sir. Yung tinatawag natin na Jeff Natix. At may mga chapters yon. Mapapasana all ka na lang talaga.
Parang buong ETU yata may mga Natix.
Oo, tayo na lang ata wala eh. So baka naman po dyan. Baka meron tayo ng Jennifer Natix.
Yun, oo. CJ Natix Bantat. Parang...
Tingnan natin after this kung matutuwa ba talaga sila sa atin.
Yeah.
Going back to our first speaker, our first speaker facilitator for today is a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Industrial Education, major in Computer Education from the Technological University of the Philippines. At present, he is a Master Teacher 1 from Las Piñas National High School and currently detailed as an Educational Technology Specialist in the Central Office of the Department of Education. He is a National Teacher Broadcaster and the Assistant Project Lead of DepEd TV and a National Demonstration Teacher. He is also a member of the Kapisanan ng Broadcaster ng Pilipinas. He is a Google Certified Educator for Levels 1 and 2 and a Microsoft Certified Educator and Adobe Certified Educator Level 1. Our beloved teachers, let's give our warmest welcome to our first speaker facilitator, Mr. John Jefferson C. Sevilla.
Yan, hindi naman si Sir Jeff, no? Napakalaking tao talaga niya. And now, ang kasama ni Sir Jeff is isang licensed professional teacher and a registered psychometrician. He is a Teacher 3 and Guidance Coordinator of Luis C. Obial Senior High School, District of Baete, and Department of Education Schools Division of Laguna from June 13 to the present. He's also an Assistant Professor 1 at Laguna University and the Career Specialist of St. Rita de Casilla Psychological Resource Center. Okay, he is currently taking his Doctor of Educational Management at Polytechnic University of the Philippines, and he has a Master of Arts in Education, major in Guidance and Counseling. Yun, sa Philippine Normal University and Union College of Laguna. He is a honoris causa Doctor of Psychology in Integrative Human Psychology, Theophany International University, Republic of Haiti. Noong April 2021 natin na ngayon. And there are so many other achievements that our next speaker has. No? So, friends, it is with honor that we present to you once again Sir John Jefferson Sevilla and Hinaldo C. Dagsinda.
Alright, so magandang umaga po sa lahat ng nakatutok sa atin dito ngayon sa ating VINSET 2.0. And I have here with me is Sir Gio. So siya po ang ating magiging kasamang speaker for today as we discuss about mental health. Now, why are we discussing this? Kasi as we all know, we're going to prepare for the opening of classes. Now, what we would like here to know is that are we capable and are we ready to have the opening of classes? Now, most of the time, kapag we are having our INSET, we are talking about for the welfare of our students, the benefits of our students. But this time, I would like to give focus on the teachers. Alam naman po natin na we are so hardworking. We have the whole year working about everything and most especially about the paperworks. Now, nung dumating ang pandemic, maraming mga factors ng buhay natin ang naapektuhan. The first one is the physical. Marami ang nagkakasakit and sadly, marami din ang namatay because of this pandemic. Aside from that, another struggle that we have is the finances. Maraming mga unexpected na gastos ang dumaan sa buhay ng isang teacher. Now, aside from that, isa sa mga naapektuhan is our mental health. Now, this session will enable you to fully understand about mental health. We are here to give you the idea on how you're going to take care more of yourself. Because as teachers, we know that we cannot give what we don't have. And we have to be fully equipped para matulungan natin yung mga students natin regarding with achieving their dreams and as well as to reach their success. Okay? So we have here Sir Gio. Hello, Sir Gio. Hello? Ayan, so while we are waiting for Sir Gio, as I've said, we will be discussing about mental health. This is all about our dear teachers regarding with your mental health, regarding with ano ba yung mga pinagdaanan natin lately sa panahon ng pandemic at dun sa panahon na hindi pandemic. How are we going to cope up with this and as well as the strategies that we can do para makatulong tayo sa mga co-teachers natin or sa family members natin or mismo sa sarili po ninyo. Okay? So I guess Sir Gio is back. Hello, Sir Gio.
Hello,
ayan,
Sir.
Ayan. Naririnig na po.
Sevilla.
Okay.
And to all the teachers
ayan, sir.
out there. Yes, sir. Sir, first and foremost, I want to express my gratitude for having me this morning. Allow me to salute you, the people behind this activity. One of the topics for this VINSET. Maraming salamat po. This is a great opportunity for me to be able to share a tale of my knowledge.
Opo, sir. Of course,
yes, sir.
In behalf then of the whole Department of Education and the EdTech unit, we would like to say thank you for gracing us with this event and as well as participating po para po sa mga minamahal nating teachers nationwide. Okay? So, what will happen is that we'll be giving you questions, sir, and of course, you're the one who's going to answer. Okay? So, ready na po ba tayo, Sir Gio?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
yes,
so
sir.
Let's start, sir. Okay. So, nagbigay na ako, sir, kanina ng introduction about mental health. So, na-discuss ko, nasabi ko sa kanila yung importance ng mga physical na naging effects sa atin ng pandemic and as well as with our finances. Now, we will go directly with the mental health. So, can you explain to us, sir, my first question is, ano nga ba ang mental health?
Sir Jeff, it is really very now mental health every one of us has mental health. Okay, so every one of us has mental health. Lahat tayo may mental health. Walang exemption dito. Bilang tao, meron tayong mental health. And as we define from the World Health Organization, mental health is a state of well-being in which every individual realizes his or her own potential. And then this is also about our coping mechanism to situation in life that we can work productively and fruitfully, and we have this contribution to our society, to our community. This is from the World Health Organization. I just want to scrutinize on the definition. This is the estado. Estado siya ng kaginawahan natin bilang mga tao, bilang isang individual na tumutukoy sa ating sariling kakayahan, nakatutugon tayo sa mga pangkaraniwang hamon ng ating buhay, at tao ay nagiging kapakikinabang at nagkakayo ng ambag sa ating komunidad. Mga kasama kong guro, when we talk about mental health, it is included to the definition of health. Kasama siya pag pinag-usapan natin ang kalusugan or yung health in general. Kaya sabi ko po kanina, every one of us has mental health. Lahat tayo arong mental health. Mental health ay meron psychological dimensions, di ba? Meron tayong psychological dimensions ng mental health. Meron tayong apat. We have the self-image, resiliency, productivity, and productivity and creativity, and then our sense of purpose. If we will go back to the definition a while ago, yung natutukoy sa sarili nating kakayahan ay tumutukoy sa ating self-image. Yung nakatutugon tayo sa mga pangkaraniwang buhay, this is about our resiliency. Though Filipinos are known to be resilient, from Ondoy, from Yolanda, and many other disasters that we have encountered in our country, talagang nakilala tayong mga Pilipino sa pagiging resilient natin. And from the definition again, kapaki-pakinabang, this is about productivity and more creativity. And lastly, meron tayong ambag sa komunidad, and this is our sense of purpose. Ano po? So, there are lots of literature that we can use in defining mental health. But what we are discussing here at this moment is from the World Health Organization.
Ayan. So actually, sir, para pag sinabi natin na mental health, parang yung iba, tinitake lang yan before as a joke, sasabihin kung saan ba, kung sa labas or sa loob. Pero there's a deeper meaning pala when it comes to mental health, no? So, regarding naman, sir, sa mga mental health nating mga teachers, so ano sa tingin mo yung pinaka-common or posibleng maranasan or nararanasan ng isang guro, magulang at estudyante?
Alam mo, sir, kaya kanina sinasabi ko na saludo ko sa buong DepEd dahil sa discussion natin about mental health, dahil we are preparing our teachers as well as our learners in this crisis. Ang sabi kasi ng isang pananaliksik, ay nandito pa tayo wave 1 ng crisis natin, yung tinatawag nating physical health crisis. Now we are encountering COVID-19 and we are in the state of pandemic. Then after this, ang sabi sa isang pananaliksik ay meron tayong haharapin yung wave 2 ng crisis, na economic crisis, na sa tingin ko sa ngayon ay nararamdaman na rin natin ito because many of the Filipinos ay nawalan ng trabaho at naapektuhan ng pandemya ang kabuhayan. And wave 3 of this crisis ay yung tinatawag nating mental health crisis, which I wish and I pray, ayaw naman nating mangyari yon, ayaw nating umabot pa doon sa sitwasyon na magkaroon tayo ng third wave ng ating crisis. Now, going back to your question, Sir Jeff, ano yung pinaka-common, Gamitin ko lang yun na springboard for this. According to this survey from US stations, ang sabi dito, tumataas yung stress ng tao. Tumataas, kaya madalas ito din yung nararanasan ng mga teachers natin as well as ng mga estudyante natin. Alam niyo po ba, great stress rises from 62% to 69%, ngayong pandemic. At ito ay hindi lamang sa mga walang trabaho o sa mga gugutom, kundi sa lahat, tumaas yung stress. Lahat ng sectors ng ating community ay tumaas yung stress. Lalo't higit, it prevails dun sa mga nawalan ng trabaho. Or kung meron mang ibang factors, siguro ay sa adjustment nila sa pandemya. At mataas din yung stress sa Visayas, according to this survey from Social Weather Station. And ang alarming dito sa survey na ito is that great stress rises across sex and age group. So, hindi lang siya sa babae o sa lalaki. Sa lahat ng sex and age group, tumataas yung great stress. So, mapalalaki, mapababae, at saka kung anong age group,
Hello, sir. So, definitely, yun nga, no, number one na pinaka-common na possible na nararanasan natin mga guro is yung stress, di ba, sir? So, kapag sinabi
Sabihin
natin
nun,
na, yes, sir. Ayan. So, pag sinabi po kasi natin na stress, actually, sa umaga pa lang, di ba? Halimbawa, yung nag-aantay ka ng sasakyan mo, yan, nasa-stress ka na kagad dyan. Kapag merong estudyante na hindi nagsulat ng pangalan sa module, ayan, nakaka-stress na yan. Because definitely, hindi naman madali para sa isang teacher na manghula regarding sa mga files na yan. Kapag may mga bagong technology na hindi natin alam kung paano gamitin, nakaka-stress din yan. Tama, Sir Gio?
yes sir, I apologize for my internet connection.
At
This
yan
is
ay
one of the
nakaka-stress.
challenges that we are encountering.
Yes, sir. Ayan. I think
This
medyo
is
okay
one
naman
of
na
the
siya.
challenges that we are encountering. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, as I am saying, tumataas yung stress level ng mga tao according to this, to this survey from SWS, po. So, in the Philippines, tumaas din yung depression because of COVID-19 pandemic. And it is affecting millions of Filipinos according to World Health Organization. At alam nyo ba, bago pa po ang pandemic dito sa Pilipinas, ay nagtatala na tayo ng mga cases ng mga mental health problems. Po? So we have here, actually, according to National Statistics Office, in-identify nila yung mental illness as the third most prevalent form of morbidity in the country. Then we have 88 cases of mental health problems for every 100,000 Filipinos according to the Department of Health po nung 2005. So nonetheless, ano pa bang ina-expect natin that we are facing this pandemic? Tumataas yung kaso ng mga mental health problems na na-encounter sa community natin. Sir? May mga data dyan ang National Center for Mental Health na tumaas yung mga tawag sa kanilang hotlines dahil na rin sa mga pinagdadaanan ng mga tao, which is an indication that many of our kababayans ay humahanap ng tulong mula sa mga professional, mula sa mga trained professionals natin. So, ganun yung scenario ngayon, Sir Jeff.
Yan, sir. Actually talaga, sobra talaga nakaka-stress. Ayan, katulad na dinadanas natin ngayon na since we prepared for this for long, tapos, di ba, makikita mo may internet connection problem. Kapag nagle-record ka ng video lesson mo, may titilaok na manok, may aso na sumasama sa mga webinar. Well, definitely, those are contributors sa mga factors na nagko-contribute kung bakit nasa-stress sa mga teachers, okay? So,
definitely.
Aside from that, yes, oo. So, regarding to sa next question natin, paano mo naman malalaman na nakakaranas ka na pala ng stress?
Okay, so let me discuss first, bakit ba tayo na-stress? Bakit ba tayo nakakaranas ng stress? I'm talking, mamaya ma-discuss natin ano ba talaga yung pinag-usapan natin na stress dito. May dalawa pa kasi yun, di ba? But how we react during crisis. 'Di ba? Paano ba tayo nagre-react during crisis situation like this in this pandemic, We are in this pandemic that we are reacting like we are in panic or fear. Natatakot tayo. Why are we afraid? Why are we in panic? Because may kumakalat na sakit basically, 'di ba? And hindi natin nakikita yung form ng peste na ito na maaaring makuha natin. The reason why we are reacting to this with panic and fear. We are reacting with anxiety, no? Iniisip natin na baka ma-acquire natin yung virus at magkasakit tayo. We are also confused because of conflict with information, of information. Kaya kailangan talaga our teachers as well as our learners will learn how to validate information. Kung totoo ba o tama ba yung mga nakikita at nababasa natin sa internet. Also, ito yung negative na stress na pag-uusapan natin. Yung distress, na kapag tayo nakakaranas ng mga negative events sa buhay natin, may mga stressors na hindi natin kayang i-handle, nakakaranas tayo ng stress. Nagkakaroon din tayo ng mistrust and doubt. Kanino? Maaaring sa mga taong nakapaligid sa atin, maaaring malaking factor dito ang government natin, with our security, with our health and safety in our country, and because of this is due to the spread of the virus. And of course, may mga na nakakaranas ng stigma, na iba yung nagiging tingin ng ibang tao sa kanila if they are associated with COVID-19 virus. And of course, yan, ano pa ba yung mga nakakapagpa-stress sa atin, Sir Jeff? Yung mga family violence, if there are, this is in general, mga personal threats, sakit, and then of course, ibang factor is school. Even closure of school could have an implication to our stress level. Our work is included to that. Yung trabaho natin. Napakalaking factor nito sa pagkaranas natin ng stress in our well-being. And in our community. Now that we are facing closures of schools, nagsara ang iba pang mga establishments natin, our freedom is limited. Sometimes there are violence na nakikita natin sa mga news. This could affect our well-being. And of course, finances. We are uncertain of our future somehow. Nakakaapekto na nawawalan tayo. Yung iba sa atin ay nawawalan ng kita. Economically, we are challenged by this pandemic. Kaya ito, mga nagiging dahilan kung bakit tayo nakakaranas ng stress. Nabanggit mo, Sir Jeff, kanina kung paano ba natin malalaman, tama ba? Kung nakakaranas na ba tayo ng stress. Meron tayong mga behavioral signs ng stress. Una na dito, i-browse ko lang, my dear teachers. But if you're interested, you may check other references pa para mas mabasa natin siya. I always encourage our teachers to read about this, Sir Jeff, para mas lumalim pa yung kanilang nalalaman. Sir? We have the behavioral signs of stress. If there are changes with your energy levels in your activities, that's one. One behavioral signs of stress. Yung increase sa paggamit ng alcohol, or wag naman yung paggamit ng mga prohibited drugs or whatever chemicals na nakakaapekto sa ating well-being. Ayan, Another thing, irritability. Madaling magalit, and we have frequent arguing. Yan, maaring nararanasan natin ito. We are having trouble with relaxing or sleeping. Sa pagtulog, opposite poles yun. Pwedeng insomnia, pwedeng hyposomnia. Pwedeng tulog ng tulog, pwede namang hindi makatulog. And some of us are experiencing yung frequent crying, iyak ng iyak. Sometimes hindi nila maipaliwanag kung ano ba yung kanilang nararanasan or nararamdaman. At importante na ma-address natin ito. Those are the behavioral signs. Then we also have physical signs of stress. Headaches, stomach aches, ganyan, nakakaranas ng ganyan. Isa yon. We also have other pains in the body. Then we sometimes lose our appetite. And kabaligtaran, opposite poles again, kain ng kain. So, yung stress eating na tinatawag, manifestation yon. And then, namamawis ang mga kamay or nilalamig tayo or nanginginig tayo, yan. Pwede yun ay mga physical signs ng stress. And meron pa tayo na tinatawag na cognitive signs ng stress. We have trouble, yung retention natin, trouble remembering things. We are feeling confused. We have trouble thinking clearly and concentrating. And lastly, we have difficulty making decision, which is very important. As teachers, we always need to set our minds clear, diba? Para makapag-desisyon tayo ng maayos. And if there are changes in your emotionality na ganito yung nararamdaman natin, maybe we need to consult. And lastly, we have emotional signs ng stress. We have this feeling of being anxious or fearful, nabanggit ko na kanina. And then feeling depressed, Sa anxiety, yun yung future yung thoughts mo. Like for example, nung bata tayo, na iniisip natin na babagsak tayo sa exam, kaya sobra tayong kinakabahan. Though yung kaba is a manifestation ng stress, pero kapag naging negative yung pag-address natin doon sa stress, nagiging siyang anxiety at hindi tayo naka-overcome doon sa stress na yon. So we think that we will fail the exam. Feeling depressed naman, this is excessive sadness, Sobrang pagkalungkot. Then feeling guilty, feeling angry, feeling euphoric. Anong ibig sabihin ng euphoric? Ito yung nararamdaman daw ng mga taong under influence of alcohol and sabihin na natin yung mga drugs, kasi yung euphoria is the level or state of the mind na hindi tayo nakakaramdam ng pain. Ganun siya. Feeling in cloud nine, sabi nga, yun yung tinatawag na euphoria. And yung mga signs na yon, baka kasi Sir Jeff maririnig nila sa community na meron tayong signs and symptoms. Yung signs, yun yung galing sa pasyente, galing sa patient natin to validate the illness sa kahit naman pong anong sakit, yun yung tinatawag natin na symptoms. Yung signs mula sa pasyente, yung symptoms naman is a validation from the doctor na ito po yung inyong sakit having these signs na nararanasan ng tao. Okay, Sir Jeff?
Okay, so definitely, sir, ang lawak pala, kung titignan talaga natin. And dati, lagi lang natin sinabi, nasa-stress ako sa'yo, nasa-stress ako sa ganito. Pero definitely, meron pala mga signs and meron din mga symptoms, meron mga factors na consider, merong mga behavioral na actions and as well as mga physical reactions na nangyayari or na ipapakita ang isang tao kapag siya ay nasa-stress na. So siguro yung mga teachers natin ngayon, iniisip na nila kung sino yung mga tao na naka-encounter sila or naka-experience sila ng ganyan. Okay. So sir, since actually na-explain na rin natin yung pinagkaiba ng stress, anxiety at depression, So ngayon, alam na natin kung kailan natin sasabihin na nasa-stress ka lang or nade-depress ka. Okay? Pero, ano sa tingin mo, sir, yung mga procedure, whether medical or psychological, na pwedeng gawin para ma-detect tong mga to?
Okay, sir. So, una, kasi nabanggit mo kanina, though self-assessment is good to know ourselves. Pero ulitin ko po that we don't encourage our teachers, our learners, and everyone in the community to do self-diagnosis. Hindi po natin yon ginagawa due to ethical reasons. We have trained professionals na dapat gumawa ng mga psychological assessment para sa atin. Now, if you are feeling that you are under stress or under anxiety, you need to go to consult mental health professionals para hindi tayo maligaw kung ano bang gagawin natin. Don't hesitate to consult. Don't hesitate to consult. We have trained professionals who can handle these mental health problems. Okay? So, importante, Sir Jeff, that our teachers know that clinical assessment is an essential thing pagdating dito. Hindi lang tayo basta-basta natin nililabel ang ating mga sarili o kahit ang ating mga estudyante. That, you have the signs, you have the symptoms, pagpalagay na kunyari na nagbasa ng malalim, But, hindi tayo yung professional, it is beyond our professional call to do psychological assessment. And the treatment that we are talking about here, Sir Jeff, meron tayong dalawa na pag-uusapan. Pagdating dito sa mga mental health illnesses or mental health problems na pwede nating i-classify, we have pharmacological treatment. I'm sorry. We have pharmacological treatment. Pag pinag-usapan yung pharmacological treatment, basically, this is upon the permission of the psychiatrist, of course. Ang mga psychiatrist lang po ang pwedeng magbigay ng mga gamot para sa ating mga pasyente. Okay? So yan yung pag-inom ng gamot. May mga gamot tayong ginagamit like antidepressants, stimulants, mood stabilizers, and antipsychotics na tinatawag. So, pag sinabi nating pharmacological treatment, this has something to do with taking medicines. Okay? At yung isa ay yung tinatawag nating mga psychotherapy. Dito nakapasok, Sir Jeff, yung tungkol sa counseling, na meron tayong mga licensed professional here, na mga RGCs natin na pwedeng mag-conduct ng counseling. Okay? So, under psychotherapy, we sometimes employ cognitive behavioral therapy, interpersonal therapy, psychodynamic therapy, psychoanalysis, and many other strategies that our RGCs employs to their clients. So dalawa yon, ulitin ko, we have pharmacological treatment at saka we have psychotherapy.
Ayun, sir. So definitely ngayon, yes. Actually kasi parang dati, hindi siya typical na you're going to drink certain medicines dahil nade-depress ka. Like for example, nabanggit mo kanina yung antidepressant, no? So, ngayon
Yes, sir.
nakikita natin na dapat intindihin ng mundo or ng mga taong nakapaligid sa atin na hindi porket umiinom ka ng mga medicines na to, automatic baliw ka. Hindi ganon, okay? Kasi parang nagiging ganon yung parang pagkakaintindi natin before, maybe because ito yung mga napapanood natin dati, ito yung mga nakikita natin sa TV. So dapat maintindihan po natin na to our dear teachers na ito pong sinasabi ni Sir, yung pharmacological and psychotherapy, kailangan talaga natin siya because we have to take care of our mental health. And we also would like to give emphasis, di ba yung sinabi ni Sir kanina, yung mga taong tulog ng tulog, or hindi makatulog, or kain ng kain, or hindi makakain, is possible na factor yan na nasa stress sila. Okay? Kasi ngayon, di ba, number one na masa-stress ka, walang panlasa. Diba? Kumain ka, oh my God, walang lasa na COVID na ako, na-stress ka kagad. Nakalimutan mo, wala lang pala kayong asin or pati sa bahay. Na-stress ka na kagad. So, we have to take note of these things. Napaka-importante po nito. And sir, to be honest, I've been reading some of the comments and natutuwa ko na yung mga teachers para nagkakaroon na sila ng pagtingin regarding with their concern with their mental health. So yan. So meron din nagtanong dito, mamaya masasagot natin yung tanong ni Sir yung tungkol sa budget na sinasabi niya regarding sa mental health. Yes, sir.
Sir, emphasize ko lang yung sa stress, kasi yung stress pwede siyang positive, pwede siyang negative. Yung reaction natin usually in general is stress na tinatawag. Pagka yung stress po ay negative yung impact sa atin, yun po yung tinatawag natin na distress. Kung ito naman, yung stress na nararanasan natin motivates us and push us to our potential, to our limits, ito yung tinatawag natin na eustress. So, baka ma-encounter ng mga teachers natin. When we refer to stress, it is not always negative. Okay po? It is not always negative. And of course, Sir Jeff, allow me to have parang this pandemic opens the door for the mental health profession na nakikilala tayo ngayon dahil binibigyang halaga. Bakit nga ba ako nandito ngayon, Sir Jeff, 'di ba? If the Department of Education is not giving importance to mental health, siguro kung hindi, wala ako dito. And now we are having it in the limelight, pinag-uusapan natin siya ngayon. Katulad nga ng nabanggit mo kanina, medyo tabu kasi yung pag-uusap tungkol sa mental health dati. Pag pinag-usapan yung mental health, parang sabi mo nga, schizophrenia lang, pero marami pa po, my dear teachers, my dear parents and learners, there are lots of matters and concerns about mental health. And this mental health is really affecting our life.
Yes, sir. So parang parang kung gagawin natin joke, ang distress pag hindi ka crush ng crush mo. Kapag ka yung positive stress naman, yung crush ka ng crush mo. So parang gano'n naman, no? So definitely, sir, going back to our questions, no? Ano ba yung mga maaaring dapat gawin or kanino tayo dapat kumonsulta para malunasan natin yan, yung stress, anxiety, and depression?
Okay, so how can we protect our mental health? As simply as that. So una, tandaan natin, sabi nga nung isang Korean novela, it's okay to be, not okay ba yun? Normal lang na makaramdam ng lungkot, takot, at pagkabahala. Ngayon na nasa panahon tayo ng crisis. Okay lang na hindi ka okay, tandaan mo yan, my dear teacher. Ang importante, still, ay na-handle natin yung emotions natin. Then, another thing, makatutulong na makipag-usap tayo sa ating mga kapamilya, kaibigan o katrabaho. May hotline ng National Center for Mental Health kung gusto po ninyo na magkonsulta sa kanila. Okay? So, importante, Sir Jeff, I would like to emphasize, kasi may socio-cultural factor tayo nga, yung tabu pag-usapan yung mental health, yung iba dahil nahihiyang pag-usapan, lumalapit sa mga albularyo, di ba? Ang concern ay mental health, hindi nila na-address yung concern pag gano'n. Dapat po, my dear teachers, ay i-encourage natin ang lahat in our community, hindi lamang tayo, na lumapit tayo dun sa mga mental health professionals talaga. Okay? So with the passage of the mental health law in the Philippines, and of course with the passage of the professionalization of psychometricians, psychologists, and guidance counselors, na-emphasize ngayon yung trabaho ng mga mental health professionals natin. Okay? Then, kumuha tayo ng mga impormasyon sa mga mapagkakatiwalaang sources. No po? Sa katulad ng mga website ng World Health Organization at saka ng Department of Health. Tandaan po natin na maglaan tayo ng mga oras na magbasa ng mga balita. Pero sabi ko nga maglaan tayo ng oras, hindi naman yung 24 hours natin ay gagamitin natin sa information seeking kasi po baka magdulot ito ng distress sa atin. Bakit? Baka yung mga nababasa po natin ay hindi pa makatulong sa ating well-being, di ba po? Maglaan lang tayo ng oras. We allot time for that, for reading news, okay, na makatutulong sa atin. At para din maunawaan natin yung kasalukuyang nangyayari sa paligid natin. Another thing, Sir Jeff, is ugaliin nating maging positibo at panatilihin natin ang malusog na pamumuhay. Kung kaya nyo po ang mag-exercise, maraming teachers ang ginagawa ito. Kung kaya nyo pong mag-biking, yan, marami akong kilala na nagbabike, gawin po natin. Natigit sa lahat, ay gamitin din natin ang balanced diet practices natin. Mag-consult tayo sa mga doctors natin kung paano natin mapapractice yung balanced diet natin. Okay? So another thing, maglaan tayo ng oras para magnilay. Meditation, sir, diba? Minsan nakakalimutan natin to, yung tumigil tayo saglit sa dami ng ating ginagawa. I know we are bombarded with many things around us, workloads, etc. Marami. But let us not forget to stop and be quiet and meditate. Maglaan tayo ng oras para magnilay-nilay. Para sa mga may background sa philosophy, alam nila how important meditation is para magkaroon tayo ng malusog na pag-iisip. Okay? Then, humingi tayo ng suporta mula sa mga taong mapagkakatiwalaan natin, sir. Sa mga kaibigan natin, we really need to establish that support system. Alam ko nung una tayong nag-meeting, sir, nabanggit ko sa iyo how important support system is. And this is what I always the schools tell na parang I always advise them as teachers, you need to build a good support system. Tayo pong magkakaguro, magkakasama sa mga paaralan ang magtutulungan dahil iisa po ang ating adhikain. Kaya yung support system, if and when one of your group mates, one of your faculty is experiencing parang sa mental health problem, tayo po yung maging magandang support system para sa kanila. Ayun. And then, how can we cope with this, sir? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So, you're saying na halimbawa, nararamdaman natin or since, like for example, yung isang teacher, umattend siya ng VINSET ngayon and napansin niya na parang, okay, either nasa-stress ako or I have anxiety or I have depression. So, will it be possible or tama lang ba na i-share natin to sa mga kaibigan natin, sa mga kasama natin sa trabaho, and of course, sa family natin?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely, wag nating i-isolate yung sarili natin. Kinakailangan natin ng meron tayong makakausap. Importante yan, sa mga teorya natin sa psikolohiya, lalo't higit sa counseling, sa psychotherapy. Diyan nag-uugat sa talk therapy na tinatawag ni Sigmund Freud dati, sa mga nag-aral ng psychology na importante na meron tayong nakakausap at napakahalaga nun. Huwag natin siyang sarilinin kasi baka pag sinasarili natin, lalo tayong maapektuhan, di ba? So, importante lang na ma-realize natin na yung taong pagkakausapin natin ay mapagkakatiwalaan natin at may nalalaman tungkol sa mental health. Kung hindi man, kung tayo man yung tao na pagbabahaginan ng mental health problem ng co-teacher natin, if it is beyond our professional competencies, my dear teachers, it is very important that we address this concern to the mental health professionals trained to handle the cases. Okay po?
Yes, sir. So definitely, katulad yan ang sinabi mo, kailangan mapagkakatiwalaan natin yung taong pagsasabihan natin kasi talagang hindi siya biro 'di ba? Lalo na kung napapansin ninyo na yung mga co-teachers ninyo, ganito na yung nangyayari, ito na yung mga behavior nila, katulad ng mga sinabi natin kanina. So definitely, pwede naman tayo mag-advise, 'di ba sir? Tama naman. Kapag nag-open up sila, we should be there for them to listen. Pero if it is beyond our profession, we should seek for someone na mas makakatulong po sa kanila. Yes, sir. So,
yes, sir. I want to emphasize that. I want to
Yes, sir.
emphasize that counseling is different from advising. Ano? Kung nasa layman's level ka, siguro advising yon. But most of the time, my dear teachers, ang kailangan natin ay yung taong makikinig sa atin. Ano po? Hindi natin kailangan minsan na magsalita para matulungan natin yung isa. Importante is your presence. Ano nga ba yung mga dapat nating gawin para makatulong tayo sa mga taong maaaring nakakaranas ng mental health problem? Una, sir, we'll listen without any judgment. Okay? Huwag nating huhusgahan habang nakikinig tayo sa kanila. We'll listen without making any judgments. Okay? Then second, avoid natin yung confrontation. My dear teachers, avoid natin yung confrontation. Baka hindi ito makatulong na i-confront pa natin if there are issues, personal issues or professional issues that your co-teacher is sharing with you, hindi makakatulong if you are doing confrontation. So we need to avoid that. And then, ask if there is someone they would like to contact. Kung nasa peak ng emotion yung tao, of course we pacify, but if there is a chance na tanungin mo siya, if there's someone na nais mong makausap para makontak natin, hayaan natin, kunin natin yung number or tawagan natin para makausap ng tao na nagsishare sa inyo. Okay? Then, we encourage them to seek for appropriate professional help. Huwag natin yung kakalimutan. We need to ask them, encourage them to seek for professional help.
Yes, sir. So definitely napaka-importante po lalong-lalo na sa panahon ngayon na kasi minsan inisip natin pagkaibigan natin, we just have to be there personally. Pero since with the use of technology, kung naaalala ninyo yung mga classmates yun yung elementary, gumawa kayo ng GC ngayon, mag-virtual party kayo, magpa-deliver kayo ng fast food, then magkwentuhan kayo via Zoom or via any platform na pwede ninyong gamitin like Google Meet. So definitely, makakatulong tayo sa bawat isa sa atin. May mga tao na possible na hindi naman nag-open up, 'di ba? Pero sooner or later, mapapansin niyo na tayo-tayo rin po talaga mga teachers ang magtutulungan. Now, sir, kanina may nagtatanong kasi kung meron daw bang budget yung DepEd for this, paano daw ba 'to magagawa for the teachers? So yung next question ko po is, meron po bang ahensya ng gobyerno na nagbibigay ng libre, okay? So libreng serbisyo sa pagsuporta ukol sa mental health?
Yes, sir. Definitely, meron tayo, no? So, kanina ko pa nababanggit that we have the National Center for Mental Health. Actually, some of the information that I am sharing with you right now is from the National Center for Mental Health. Meron sila, my dear teachers, na e-konsultasyon. Tagalog, konsultasyon. So you may search this in the web para ma-access po ninyo. There is a registration for this at may mga hotline din sila. Yung e-konsultasyon ng National Center for Mental Health is open MWF from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So pwede natin tong kontakin, mag-register tayo para magkaroon tayo ng access to this free service ng National Center for Mental Health. Meron din ng mga private organization, non-government organizations na nagkakandak ng mga activities para sa mental health. If your community has that, gamitin natin siyang opportunity para magka-access tayo sa mga mental health services. Like for example, in the Department of Education, ano bang ginagawa ng DepEd para sa mental health natin, Meron tayong mga mental health and psychosocial support services programs sa mga schools natin. At in our education system, nandyan na rin yung mga mental health programs itself sa mga schools. At laging priority ng DepEd ang special education, hindi nawawala yon. Then in our military service, nag-e-employ sila sa mga hospitals. Yung mga military hospitals natin, they have proposed to employ more mental health professionals. Kung mapapansin ninyo, may hiring sila ng mga psychometricians, psychologists. Of course, that is for the benefit of the community. 'di ba? Para mas mailapit natin sa community yung mental health. And pati na din sa criminal justice system natin, ang BJMP, they also proposed the same program sponsoring mental health campaign and training for psychometricians. So as with social welfare and of course in the child welfare, they are now conducting different activities in mental health. So I don't want to be specific with that. Our government is doing something, lalo ngayong pandemic. They are doing their action para ma-address yung mental health concerns ng ating mga kababayan dito sa Pilipinas. Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. So
We also have...
definitely,
Yes, sir.
yes.
Yes, sir.
Sige, sir, continue po.
Yes, sir. Meron din tayong mga non-health sector activities na tinatawag. Meron tayong mga organizations in mental health na tumutulong sa community natin. Like the Philippine Psychiatric March noong 2020 Association. We have the Psychological Association of the Philippines. We have the Philippine Neurological Association. We have the Philippine Mental Health Association. We have the World Association of Psychosocial Rehabilitation Philippines. We have the Alliance of Filipino Families for Mental Health. We have this hashtag Mental Health PH. And we have Youth for Mental Health Coalition. This is from Department of Health.
Okay, sir. So, aside from those agencies po and as well as the organizations na nabanggit nyo, is there a certain contact number na pwede bang tawagan ng isang teacher whenever napapansin niya or na-observe niya yung mga signs and symptoms na nabanggit natin kanina, whether they are undergoing stress, anxiety, or depression?
Okay, sir. Sir, i-emphasize lang natin yung mga RGCs natin sa mga schools. So we have the registered guidance counselors in the school, though limited pa lang sila ngayon, pero I'm pretty sure that they are willing to help to address yung concerns natin sa mental health. With the numbers, they can search for the website ng National Center for Mental Health. Available yung mga contact numbers ng National Mental Health for that. Kung hindi naman, narito, bibigkasin ko yung hotline ng National Center for Mental Health. For smart users, you may dial 0949-568-2910. For Globe users, you may dial 0966-351-4518. Nag-iingat ako, baka mamali ako ng bigay ng number Okay, so you may use their hotlines. May mga hotlines pa sila na available sa web, kaya pwede naman nila yung ma-access. Definitely yung konsultasyon nila is working. At sabi nga ng data ng Department of Health, ang National Center for Mental Health talaga, tumaas yung mga calls nila sa kanilang hotline dahil na rin sa pagdanas natin ngayon ng pandemic na ito. So it is a manifestation that the mental health and well-being of our community is being affected by this. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much po, So that's for a broader perspective actually, So
Yes, sir.
ito na
Yes,
yung sinasabi natin na if you think na meron kayong kaibigan na of course, na-advisean na natin, nakinig na tayo, but still, kailangan pa rin nila ng professional help. Ito po yung mga kailangan ninyong lapitan. And of course, yung mga numbers binigay na rin po ni Sir Gio. So sana po wag po tayo maging hesitant na humingi ng tulong sa mga ito. Okay? So sir, kung halimbawa sa school naman po natin, posible bang pangunahan ng bawat guidance office, ng bawat paaralan na magsagawa ng mga activities na makatutulong sa mental health ng mga guro? Kung meron man sir, ano-ano kaya yung mga yon, tsaka paano kaya siya isasagawa? Kasi di ba, parang ang alam natin kapag guidance, dadali natin doon yung batang may naging problem sa behavior. So parang ngayon, ang nangyayari, hindi na yun kasi nga wala yung bata sa school. So yung mga teachers, we need also help from the guidance office. So ano kaya yung mga to?
Okay, sir. So anyone naman can address the concern, but we really need to equip ourselves. So we need to have professional training para dito. The reason why, kung mapapansin ng mga teachers natin, Sir Jeff, may mga trainings tayo sa Department of Education about mental health and psychosocial support. Actually, ang DRMM, Disaster Risk Reduction Management Service ng DepEd, ay naglalabas ng mga programs on mental health and psychosocial support ngayong year 2021. Okay? And nitong February 13, ay naglabas ang DepEd ng mga programs centering on mental health for learners, parents, and personnel. Okay, so for elementary, we have TALA. Ang ibig sabihin ng TALA is tuklasin, alamin, likhain, at alalahanin. Okay, that is for the elementary. Then for secondary, we have OK, tambayan. This is about online kahusayan at katatagan ng kabataan, no? And we have for learners with disability, ito yung kakaibayanihan. Okay? Then for the teaching and non-teaching personnel, we have tayo naman, tulong, alaga, yakap, at oras para sa mga tagataguyod ng edukasyon. Isa itong online webinar that aims to promote self-care during the time of this pandemic. Then, ito yung nabanggit natin, meron na tayong mga, nung 2020, year 2020, meron tayong mga online and self-guided psychological first aid modules na tinatawag. This is in collaboration ng Psychological Association of the Philippines at saka ng DepEd. Okay, ginawa nila ito. Though dati pa, Sir Jeff, meron ng mental health and psychosocial support ang PAP. Meron na talaga ito. Pero dahil sa pandemic, ni-revise nila ito to address the needs of our learners, of course. Tapos dati kasi in the times of Yolanda, Ondoy, and other disasters that we encountered in the Philippines, hindi na bago tong mental health and psychosocial support para sa kanila kasi naranasan nila to. Okay? We also have yung under ng DRMM, yung Fostering Wellness, Solidarity, and Service. Downloadable itong mga materials na ito. Doon sa material ng DepEd, ng DRRMS, ay isa sa mga topics doon yung tungkol sa mental health. So we can browse and we can check at saka pwede nating itong i-share sa mga teachers natin and then most especially to our learners and to our parents. Madalas ito yung ginagamit ko, Sir Jeff, whenever I conduct lectures with the parents kasi para alam nila how to handle their students in terms of their mental health and well-being as advised by the Department of Education, dahil nga dito, this is under the DRMM. Okay?
Ayan, sir. So definitely, meron naman pala talaga tayong pwedeng gawin kahit within our school, no? So,
yes, sir. Yes,
sana
sir.
dumating din yung time na, kasi parang nangyayari din minsan, although hindi naman ako against dito, magpapa-meeting tayo kasi may ibibigay tayong task kay teacher at kailangan ma-submit mamaya. So number one yan, nakaka-stress na agad yan. Of course, teacher rin naman po si Sir Gio, kaya for sure, na-experience niya po yan. And he's actually the right person para i-explain sa atin. Now, sana dumating din yung time na kapag meron tayong ipapatawag na meeting, it is intentionally para kamustahin yung mga teachers natin. Di ba, sir? So,
yes, sir.
Of course, maraming salamat, Sir Gio, for sharing your expertise and as well as giving us an open eye regarding this topic. Kasi, kung mapapansin natin, di ba, ang trabaho nating teacher, i-educate yung mga students natin, take care of their welfare, kamustahin sila. Ngayon, dumating din sa point na pati yung parents, di ba? Mag-home visitation tayo, i-check natin kung kamusta sila sa bahay. Pero, taking in a bigger view, sino ba ang nag-aalala para sa teachers? Diba? So, of course, we have the different agencies na nabanggit natin kanina. And of course, meron din naman palang ginagawa ang DepEd para po sa ating mga teachers. And ang pinakamahalaga dito, since tayo yung nasa malapit sa mga taong to, meron din po tayong pwede magawa para sa kanila. So, honestly, siguro tatakay mga teachers, wala man na tayong PowerPoint, wala tayong slides sa pinakita. Because what we would like our teachers to focus on is on our topic. Okay. Doon po sa mga teachers na nakikinig ngayon, sa mga heads, sa mga administrators, very willing po si Sir Gio na tulungan po kayo sa inyong mga division. You can just send him your invitation. So, saan ka po ba nila, sir, pwedeng tawagan or pwedeng i-message if they would like to have you as their speaker and to have a more detailed discussion about the mental health?
Okay, sir. They can contact me through my Facebook page. Pwede nila itong i-like, Doon na lang. It is Life and Psychology, Gio Dagsindal. Yun po. Tapos, you can search me in Facebook. It's Gio Cagayet Dagsindal for an easy access for communication. So, at least, Sir Jeff, diba, we have imparted, even though we have limited time this morning, but at least we have imparted a little of our knowledge on mental health. I am not the best in this area, but I hope with the best of my abilities this morning, I was able to give you good information about mental health. And paramount to that, I think, is that we encourage our teachers to be well this pandemic. We cannot give what we don't have. If that wellness is not enough for ourselves, what can we give to our learners? So I encourage you to do the practices that I have tried to share with you this morning and be able to be well enough in this pandemic. Ano? Alam ko, this is a challenging time for us. But maraming tao, my dear teachers, maraming tao yung umaasa sa atin, ano? Sa strength and resilience natin. Iisa tayong guro, pero 60 yung estudyante natin. Yung 60 na yon are expecting us to be strong. So we really need to be strong. And they are expecting us to be that way. And that inspiration will have a good impact, a huge impact to our learners.
Ayan, sir, maraming salamat ulit, Sir Gio. And of course, gusto ko rin po malaman ng mga teachers, no, na kami po dito sa EdTech unit, hindi lang naman po pagbibigay ng mga new technologies yung gusto namin. It's actually the wholeness and as well as the welfare of our teachers. Kaya sinama natin talaga sa INSET yung pagdidiscuss tungkol dito sa ating mental health. Again, thank you very much, Sir Gio. Maraming salamat. And although hindi pa tayo nakikita in person, I am looking forward na pag natapos ang pandemic na to,
of course.
We're going to catch up soon. So, kape-kape tayo para mas ma-discuss pa natin yung mga topic na yan. Again, maraming salamat, Sir G. Would you like to say thank you to anyone po?
Thank you very much to the Department of the Philippines, Department of Education, sorry. Medyo kinabahan ako doon. Thank you very much to DepEd for looking after the welfare of our teachers and learners. Napaka-importante ng mga programs and activities on mental health na ginagawa ng ating kagawaran sa panahon na ito. Sir Jeff, again, thank you for this wonderful opportunity that the EdTech unit has given me this morning. Maraming salamat. It is a great opportunity and a privilege, more than an honor. Hindi to para sa sarili ko, to share the screen with you. Hindi to para sa sarili ko. This is for the mental health advocacy in the Philippines. Let us open our minds and hearts na yung mental health is here. Harapin natin siya, pag-aralan natin siya, turuan natin yung mga sarili natin na maging well-adjusted ngayong pandemic. Maraming salamat ulit, Sir Jeff. Maraming salamat. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Maraming salamat po. And to our dear teachers, pieces of advice po from Sir Jeff. No? Number one, kung sa tingin ninyo you are not valued, ito po yung isipin ninyo. Maybe you're not on the right place. Diba? Lagi nating isipin na we are more than enough. Tapos, lagi nating isipin na halimbawa, magkakasakit tayo, we're giving so much sa trabaho natin. Yung profession po natin, madali tayo mapapalitan. Pero you as a friend, as a father, as a mother, as a sister, di ba? As a son or a daughter, hindi kayo pwedeng palitan sa position na yan. No one can ever replace you with that. So you have to take care of yourself. Now, if you think naman na parang, oh my God, sa finances, laging kulang, very effective po, mag-pray po kayo because God will always provide you what you need. Okay? We focus on our needs, not on our wants. So this time, if you think naman that you have more than enough, there's nothing wrong in sharing it, di ba? So sharing your time, sharing your even finances kung gusto niyo because you consider your friend as a part of your family, di ba? So yan po yung gawin natin kasi wala namang ibang tutulong sa atin kundi tayo rin lang. Okay? So ayoko rin po kayong stressin na mag-overtime tayo for our AM set. So, syempre, pieces of advice po, i-enjoy lang po natin. We have to seize every moment and keep on praying. Kapag alam po ninyo na hindi nyo na kaya, tap a friend. Or kung hindi pa rin talaga, look for someone professional that can help you. Of course, itutuloy-tuloy natin to. Sana hopefully invite you po si Sir Gio sa schools or sa divisions or regions ninyo because he is more than willing na tulungan po ang lahat ng teachers natin. Okay? So before we end, I just would like to say happy anniversary po sa aming principal sa Las Piñas National High School for our principal kasi ito yung mismong araw na naging principal namin siya. And also I would like to say happy birthday to Ma'am Jeanette Ruga, the former faculty club president namin, as well as the math department head of Las Piñas National High School. And of course, ang nagpapasaya po ng aking buhay, I would like to greet my wife, Ma'am Risa Sevilla, and my daughter, Jean Zion Sevilla. I'm so excited to see you, baby. Okay? So with that, again, this has been Sir Jeff. I am Sir John Jefferson Sevilla together with Sir Gio Dagsindal, and we are hoping na marami po kayong natutunan about your mental health. So dear teachers, this is our expression of saying how we love each and every teacher across the Philippines. Maraming salamat po at lahat po tayo ay tulong-tulong sa pagsulong edukalidad.
Wow, slow clap for our dear speaker, Sir DJ. That was a very timely talk, and I believe it is a must-heard sharing at the moment, especially for us teachers who have been facing and battling with the new normal the world has entered to since 2019, right, sir? And just imagine, Sir DJ, how novel these are all for us since we get used to doing our work on a face-to-face basis and usually just inside the four corners of our classroom. But now, unimaginable as it seems, everything has changed.
You're right, Ma'am Jen. And I think one of the most special things that sinabi ni Sir Jeff doon is that sometimes when we're down, minsan we only need somebody to listen, right? Or somebody who will listen to us as well.
Eh, paano naman, sir, kung wala somebody?
Walang somebody. Siguro kailangan nilang magkape.
Kailangan ba nila ng kape? Anong klaseng kape, Sir DJ?
Yung kapeng matapang, kagaya sabi mo kanina, yung kaya ipaglaban, right?
Naman. Pero lagi din nating tandaan na kung wala man tayong somebody, nandiyan naman si Lord. Nakalaging nandyan para sa atin. Tama, Sir DJ?
Tama, Ma'am Jen, no? And always remember, the teachers regularly have to juggle many competing demands. And as a result, we easily put other people's mental health and well-being ahead of our own. It's important that we also take time to prioritize ourselves. Paano ba yan, Ma'am Jen? Sila na ang dalawa sa huli nating mahusay na speakers ngayong umaga. Ngayon pa lang, usog na tayo sa mga kaalaman. Ano ba kaya mamaya hapon? Pero bago yan, tandaan natin, we want to know how you guys manage stress, di ba? How do you handle stress? Ako, Ma'am Jen, if you're going to ask me, pag na-stress na ako, napapagod na ako sa mga bagay-bagay, I play video games. Yung doon nilalabas sa aking aggression, ang aking bad trip sa buhay. Pwede, minsan sa phone ko, minsan sa console, ganyan. Pag may free time.
Yes. Actually, napakadami namang paraan kung paano tayo magiging stress-free. Ako naman, ang ginagawa ko, bukod sa panonood ng movies online, nagbabasa ako ng books kasi iba yung nabibigay ng calm sa puso at isip kapag tahimik lang. Alam mo, minsan gusto ko lang ng tahimik habang umiinom ng kape. Diba, kape pa rin? That's my way to keep my sanity and stay happy and stress-free.
No naman, we have different ways to handle stress. And we want to know how you do it. But don't tell us just yet, okay? Instead, we want you to show it to us by joining us in this online group feed using the hashtag VINSET2Day4. So, ayan, ready na ba kayo? Pupost na kami ni Ma'am. Ready?
Yes.
So, ako nga, I'll play.
Sir DJ, let me get my book.
Go, ayan. Kunyari, nag-play ako ng video game, tapos edit nyo dito kung ano ba ginagawa nyo pag na-stress kayo. Okay?
Ako naman, since favorite ko magbasa ng booklet, ready na ba kayo? Teacher na tayo?
Ready? 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. Alright.
So naman, Sir DJ.
Sabay.
Goofy.
Yeah, goofy. Video games yun ang series, no? Video games. 1, 2, 3. Oh, diba? Series, pero nakarelito ako.
Yes, ako Sir DJ, napaka-exciting nito. Ano kaya ginagawa ng mga teachers natin para matanggal ang stress nila? Meron kasi akong mga nakikita na nakikinig ng music.
Tama.
Meron din naman na kumakain. Stress eating, oo. Kain lang sila ng kain para maging masaya, matanggal ang lungkot. Aabangan namin na ni Sir DJ at alam naman natin, Sir DJ, ang mga teachers, napaka-creative niyan. Effort kung effort. Kaya pagandahan kayo ng pagpo-post, ha? At itag mo kami. And don't forget to use the hashtag VINSET2Day4.
Yes, and to show us some of the most awesome ways to to stress-free internet surfing, Here are more videos to complete our Be Internet Awesome experience.
Hi there, Sir Wilbur here, and I will share something valuable to make sure that you will be Internet Awesome. Have you ever posted something in your social media account and later have regrets in posting it? Of course, you can delete it, but it is also possible that someone might have read it before you removed it. Do you share memes or funny videos for fun? Have you considered that someone might get offended? The convenience of using the internet has become part of our daily lives, which helps us communicate, share photos and videos, and post something about ourselves easily. But in the online world, we need to be extra careful. We need to have the ability to control what information we will share about ourselves and whom we will allow to see and reshare it. And that refers to online privacy. Your name, home address, phone and mobile number, social security number, and email address are your personal information. It's a good idea to make a rule for yourself not to share this kind of information online. Aside from keeping your personal information, we must also take care of our reputation because these are the ideas, opinions, impressions, or beliefs that other people think or have about you. We must also consider what others will feel based on our posts. Different situations call for different responses, online and offline. It's always important to respect other people's privacy choices, even if they aren't the choice you'd make yourself. Also, be careful with the simple codes that you send, like emojis, because it represents a certain meaning or message which may uplift the reader's emotion or the other way around. Have you heard of the word oversharing? It refers to sharing personal information or just too much about yourself in a certain situation or conversation online. What's the risk? You might become so familiar in doing it that you are unaware that you are already sharing information about your private life. This is harmful not just for you, but also to your loved ones. The internet can be a safe or a dangerous place for us. It will really depend on how we will utilize it. Take time to think and read your post a couple of times before you share it in the World Wide Web. And remember, it's better if you will always think before you click. But it's best if you will share with care.
Wow! So awesome ka na lang talaga, Sir DJ, sa Be Internet Awesome videos natin, di ba?
Gusto ko yung oh so awesome ni Ma'am Jen.
Pwede pa mas may feelings naman, Sir DJ.
Oh so awesome!
Ayun! Sabi nga sa Batangas ay anong husay?
Ay, anong husay ni Sir DJ?
Yes, kaya naman ngayon na natapos na ang unang bahagi para sa araw na ito ng ating in-service training, ay bibigyan na natin ang ating mga kasamahang guro ng oras para makapagpahinga, kumain ng masarap na tanghalian sa kanilang mga bahay at namnamin ang kanilang mga natutuhan ngayong umaga dahil mamaya ay pagpapatuloy natin ang ikalawang bahagi ng ating programa.
Tama ka dyan, Ma'am Jen. Before that, we'd like to remind everyone that there will be a concurrent session after lunch wherein we will be joined by special guest hosts. Yeah, and another array of talented and scholarly speakers. Ma'am Jen and I will be with you in the session about photo editing and digital banner design using GIMP for instructional video development and digital illustrations using Krita for book illustrations and for instructional video development.
Yes, and our guest host will be with you in the session about basic motion graphics using HitFilm Express for instructional video development and music production using Noteflight for instructional video development. Sir DJ, well, apart from these mind-enlightening topics from our well-known speakers in their field, di ba nabanggit mo kanina na may makakasama tayong mga kaibigan ngayong hapon? Or mamayang hapon?
Mamayang hapon. And we are going to be joined by sobrang pogi at sobrang ganda nitong pair na.
Ba? Balita may.
Yun yung
stage tayo
Nireserve ba sa huli? Oo, kasi sila yung pinaka-best looking. Excited na ba kayong malaman kung sino-sino sila? If yes, let's not keep the agony of waiting anymore, for you will be surely glad to know them.
Yes, kasi balita ko, batikan sila hindi lamang sa pag-host. Diba? Mahusay din daw sila, Sir DJ, sa pag-TikTok.
TikTok?
Oo. At ito pa. Ito pa. Yan. Na-excite talaga ako, Sir DJ. Grabe.
Parang namumutla na sila.
Lalo na daw yung lalaki.
Ay, grabe.
Yes, sir. At ito pa ha, batikan din sila sa larangan ng pag-ibig.
Ay.
Ayan, pumupuso sila, our dearest teachers. So ano, excited na ba kayong malaman kung sino-sino sila?
Ay, totoo na ang balita, Ma'am Jen. Kaya nga, mamaya, hihingan natin sila ng pasample. Hindi ba tayo na? At balita ko, they never say no daw sa mga ganitong requests. So if you're thrilled to know who they are, let's meet them then. Joining us this afternoon are the two of the most talented and esteemed hosts of DepEd TV, Sir John Lester Briones and Ma'am Pamela Amor. Yan. Kinurot ako.
Hello! Magandang umaga, Sir DJ. Ma'am Jen, sobrang nakaka-pressure naman yung mga pagpapakilala niyo sa amin. Parang walang bahay katotohanan yung mga sinabi niyo sa amin, ha?
Parang hindi nga ako nakahinga mula doon sa backstage. Hindi ko masabi, hindi ko maihanda ang aking sarili sa aking mga sasabihin. Pero alam mo ba, Sir DJ, since naman nagsasabi ka na ng tungkol sa kape, ikaw pala yun. Kape, alam mo na coffee, ano? Ayan, ang nais ko lang talagang sabihin mula sa likod. Para sa'yo. Ayan.
Para sa'yo daw. Para sa'yo.
Na nasa likod ng kamerang ito.
Ayan.
Kahit kaperanggot na paningin, basta ikaw ang kapeling, ayos na sa akin.
Yeah.
Alam mo yun? Kaya nga, kahit pa ang target talaga ng VINSET na to ay pagkatuto sa ating isip, na natili ako kasi may kurot ito sa aking puso. Direct, ready na ako.
Yeah.
Grabe
naman. No?
Parang ano, nagulat
ikaw, anong baon mo?
Ako, kape rin.
Kape rin?
Kape rin ang aking baon ngayon. Kahit wala akong kapili ngayong Pasko, basta nasa VINSET ako, kumpleto na ang buhay ko.
Good.
Siyempre, para sa VINSET lahat, para sa mga
Sabi ko
teachers.
sa inyo patikan sa larangan ng pagtuturo, pag-host, pag-tiktok, at sa larangan ng pag-ibig.
At sa pambobola.
Medyo lang po sa inyo. Ayan.
Alright, anyway, if you were wondering why there are four of us all of a sudden, it is because this afternoon we will have our concurrent or simultaneous sessions on separate links, which you will see on your screen and in the comment section of this link. Right, Sir DJ?
Tama, Ma'am Jen, that's right. Both of them appear to be really interesting and will undoubtedly be of great assistance to us teachers. As a result, we are offering you the freedom to choose which session you'll see and attend.
Of course, you know yourself and your abilities better than we do, so the decision is all yours. So right after your lunch, our dearest teachers, go ahead and start clicking the links of your choice, learn, and don't forget to have fun.
Ayun, talk about multitasking, di ba, Ma'am and Sir?
Yes.
So ngayon, it's time again for our shout-outs. Unahin ko na, binigay sa akin ni Sir Michael.
Medyo kinakabahan ako sa shout-out.
Si Sir Daniel Sabuco, Gapok National High School, headed by Albiadoma Casquero from SDO Sultan Kudarat. Ang kanilang SDS, Leonardo M. Baala.
Yes, batiin na rin natin ang happy birthday ang CID Chief na si Sir Greg Quinto of SDO Bulacan. Greetings to Kalumpit South PSES, Ma'am Jennifer Quinto from Sir Marco Paulo.
Kilala ko yan.
At binabati ko rin po ang mga teachers mula sa Lipa City National High School, especially kay Ma'am Jubel Guerrero and Sir John Derry Villalobos. Also, sa mga teachers ng San Gabriel Elementary School, Quezon City, District 5, from Ma'am Lizelle Plazuelo. Dagdag na rin natin po ang English Department ng Dr. Juan A. Pastor Memorial National High School dyan sa Ibaan, Batangas.
Ayun. So, pagbigyan niyo na rin kami mga shout
Yes,
shout out na rin kami. Yes.
So, shout out na natin Santo Niño Elementary School faculty, SDO Paranaque with their principal, Dr. Teresita S. Rodriguez, at nanggaling po ito kay Ma'am Miriam B. Dagohoy. Ganun din, all teachers headed by Principal 1 Oscar E. Eguedo of San Isidro Elementary School. Greetings from Lilian D. Fidelson.
Yes, syempre ngayon sinashoutout, binabati din po natin yung mga nanonood sa atin. Si Rita Romano and Jovic Romano of Prieto Diaz National High School of Sorsogon. At kasama din po natin ngayon na nanonood si Virgil Gapa from General Ricardo G. Papa Memorial High School.
Sama ko na rin, Sir John, si Ma'am Hazel Namuco of San Juan Senior High School, SDO Batangas, Miss Mary Ann Aguila, Principal of Sico First National High School, SDO Batangas. Gayon din sa Catalina National High School, Catalina District 3, Division of Negros Oriental. Principal, Ma'am Glenda Nunez, PSDS, Dr. Charmaine Burgos. Hello rin kay John Martin, Carl, Ralph, Kevin, Chelo, Grace, Lily, Yas, Fern, Rhea, Jamaica, and Paida. Grabe, sulit.
Yes, hi! And hello din po sa mga teachers mula sa Division of Batangas Province, Padre Garcia District, Padre Garcia National High School, teaching and non-teaching staff, lalo na sa kanilang Principal 4 na si Ma'am Marvic M. Di Maculangan, and PSDS na si Ma'am Emiliana M. Rojas. Galing po yan kay Sir Alan M. Di Maculangan. Hello po sa inyong lahat.
Ayan, at pagbati, Patrick and Rachel, ayan, ng Western Bicutan National High School. That's Patrick and Rachel Castillo of Western Bicutan National High School. And Ma'am Magdalena S. Lee, ang SDS po ng Manila. Gayon din po si Sir Teofilo Norombama, PSDS in charge, DepEd TV, Luis Angilio, PSDS in charge, MAPE. Siyempre, nanggaling yan kay Sir Victor Gogoyo.
Yes, kasama din natin mo ngayong umaga ang Candon City High School, SDO Candon City from Sir Nick Collado at Loqueb Sur National High School, Malasiki, headed by their principal, Sir Oswaldo Macaraeg from Ma'am Mary Jane Mengulio.
Kaya din, good morning to all junior and senior high school teachers, department heads, and non-teaching personnel of Ramon Magsaysay Cubao High School, headed by their principal, Dr. Ruby De Jesus, and belated birth anniversary, former President Ramon Magsaysay. Also, para sa mga math teachers ng MBAS Unit 1, SDO Caloocan, Zervin, Ruth, Christy, Shobi, Elsa, Nancy, Rose, June, Neil, and our super kind and understanding head teacher, Ma'am Teresita M. Benito and Maria Raquel de la Cruz.
Ayan. Sa lahat din po ng mga teachers ng SDO Nueva Ecija, headed by their SDS Sir Jesse D. Ferrer and ASDSS Sir Ronilo E. Hilario and Ma'am Nina Gracia L. Acosta. Gayon din sa SDO Zaragoza Annex, headed by their PSDS Sir Hilarion P. Bernardino. At sa Zaragoza Central School, headed by Ma'am Celerina M. Diancio. Greetings po from Teacher Dada. Hello, Teacher Dada.
Huli nating shout out, marangal. Okay, huli po natin ito for this session sa umaga, no?
Yes.
Again, from shout out Marangal National High School, SDO City of San Jose, Del Monte City, the rising city po sa Bulacan, with their principal Rogelio G. Season Jr., SDS Merlina P. Cruz from Ma'am Maricon Samin, at General Vito Bellarmino Integrated National High School, isa kayong general.
Yes.
Kaabang-abang ng mga bagong kaalaman na naman ng ating makakamtan, mamaya na yan. Kaya naman magkita-kita tayo muli sa ganap na 1:00 ng hapon at sabay-sabay tayong matuto dito pa rin sa VINSET 2.0 Day 4. Asahan namin kayo, ah!
See ya!
Guys.
See ya!